Greatness begins at first light and never, ever ends. Time is the enemy, the ally, and the holy grail of every race car driver. Who will be victorious? Only time will tell. Let's go.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is race day here at the Gestammstrecke 24-hour layout of what is going to be a bit of a yikes. Because when we have cars going around, it's not your typical, well, it is somewhat your typical layout in terms of actual car structure, but when the lead class is GT3 Cup car, you know you're in for a good time. It is European Sportsman class for major series here at Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? It is going to be a blustery day today. It is, well, it was, I should probably say, a little dicey out there on the track. They were going around qualifying. It is essentially a group of them all herded together to go around a 23-kilometer track and hoping that neither of them or none of them hit into each other or get stuck on the track. it is 6 o'clock in the morning, coming up to 7. A track length of 25.18 kilometers. That is including the Nürburgring GP layout. Track altitude of 620.37 meters above sea level. Partly cloudy. I mean, I'm looking at it iRacing, and it is pretty bright outside, and a 7-kilometer westerly wind. Myself and Craig back on the box. Well, back on the horn box, you know. You know, when you get up on your box and you just scream and scream and scream, try and get somebody's attention. 90 degrees Celsius, 66 Fahrenheit, around. Oh, and then now the wind's picking up. As soon as I said the wind's calm, the wind has started to pick up. Well, it did pick up and then it went away again. 1 minute 33 seconds left of qualifying, and here are your qualifying results of the top 3 in GT3 Cup class. It is going to be Wolf Dietrich Hotho with an 8:27.436, Eric Fiech with a 8:29.093, John Lang with an 8:39.44, and the rest of the results are crossing your screens now. Point them out as we go along. There is going to be a few noteworthy differences this time. Sam Whatley of GT3 class, he's not done too well, I don't think. I think he's down in 10th. He is, yeah. Just ahead of David Wilson Jr. The two of them we talked about extensively at the Muscat 250 last time around. But they are in a bit of straits. Now, I've been told how to pronounce this, so I will refer to my guide. It is Adam Facciaponti. Adam Facciaponti leads GT4 in an 8:50.112, 4 seconds ahead of Elder in the 570S GT4. Ward in 3rd. Tom Van Putt has put his mark on 4th position with the Francis Cayman 718 GT4 of that class. And there's a 3rd car. Oh, no, we have all 3 cars in the top 4, so you can at least get an idea of that. But then we get down to Boomsma, who I think he's also told me how to pronounce his name.
Come on, Rob. Come on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. Come on.
Boomsma.
Boomsma. Yeah, it's Boomsma. We've had some corrections with our pronunciations. It wouldn't be Raidillon TV without pronunciation. So of course,
or getting it wrong.
We've got Eric Fike in P2 overall. I've been watching, not these guys, but of course NEC is on at the moment, containing all these classes, bar the BMW and McLaren GT4. And I've been watching second split, and the speed differences. You'd be very surprised at the speed differences, and these Porsches are very fast. Hotto, 8:27. I'm just going to say that the top 3 in these Porsches were doing the same times I was doing with a semi-damaged car last week in the Nürburgring 24 and a GT3. So that just gives you an idea of how fast these cars are. They don't have the brakes, but they have the speed. In fact, even Rob, the GT4s have the speed. I was watching them doing 270 kilometers on the bridge on the Dottinger Ho Strait. So it's going to be very interesting. There's going to be a 10-second gap between everybody. And one thing, as we keep saying throughout this year, one thing I want to make point, this is the first time the Major Series has done the Nürburgring Nordschleife since the Nordschleife was used for the Predator Series in 2019. And who was that winner? John King. So once again, as per usual, we're racing for John. And I think he'd love it. I think he would love this because you're not going to see a lot of racing between classes. Your main overtakes are going to be on the straight, so up to Bravery, up here on the Dottinger Ho, maybe near coming up to, I want to say, to Arenberg, to Flugplatz. But getting around the lap traffic, it's always a challenge. You can see the time difference is an 8:27 from Hotto. So we'll call it an 8:30 roughly for these Porsche Cup cars. An 8:50 for the GT4s. A 9:10, 9:6 when you look at Brian Wordsma. So you get the idea of how the speed difference is. And 20, 10 seconds, they don't sound a lot. But when you watch them on the Dottinger Ho, it's quite surprising.
Wolf Dietrich Hoto. I was about to say Toto for a second. You know, that would have been too real if Toto was in our race trying to score some iRacing points. But no, he's actually finishing up on the Portuguese GP where Lewis Hamilton has done very well. I was about to spoil the race for people, but he's done very well. I mean, it's Mercedes, so you can guarantee that. Raidillon TV, the you need coming up to the entrance to the GP circuit. I will lead you around. I'm hoping I can lead you around as far as I'm aware. I can try and lead you around as much as I can. But here we go. It is going to be lights out here very quickly. And Wolf is absolutely gunning it straight away. And he's not holding back as he leads the GT3 Cup cars around into the straightaway as they cross the start-finish line. And he's going into the left-hand side as 2x2 they go. It's almost like they're peas in a pod. 2x2, 2x2. Soldiers, come on now. Up two. As the car number 60. Oh,
it's fun!
That is going to be your race leader.
He's
spun again and he's had contact. This is absolutely not what he wanted. It's gone from bad to worse. It's only been 30 seconds, Wolf. You need to keep it together, and he's pulled off to the side of the road. He's got severe...
That's Kenneth Tear. He's been pushed off. That was one of the cars that got hit as well. Can the GT Fords be a little bit cleaner, Rob? They can, but we've got to talk about that drama at the start. We've got the touring cars to come soon, but the leader, Wodriti Hoto, it just looked like he got a little bit of a tap at the start there. I think that's what happened.
Looking at the car of Wolf Dietrich, and he spun coming around into they don't go through Mercedes on this layout, and he tried coming around, and the car 74 was down. He just tipped him under his rear.
And he has towed.
He has towed indeed. And just let's see if he got hit again, or did he pull up? No, he pulled off. He pulled off into the side of the road because the damage was quite severe, and he has decided to try and get some repairs, I think, and keep going from essentially a lap down, I imagine.
He'll go a lap down. He'll go a lap down because if you take that, you will. Even if you pit in from the GP layout, you're going to be taking a 10-minute stop and hold. He will get that quick repair, of course, as per usual in the major series, but that is going to be a lot of damage. You see a lot of cars at the moment, just looking around, a lot of cars are all over the shop in the first lap. Thankfully, our timing tower will keep you up to date, so
I mean,
don't have to worry about that.
I mean, the timing tower is having a nightmare right now because it goes from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Sargvinst goes from 12th up into, I think that is 7th. He's gone from 12th to 7th already. He's gained 5 places. He's chasing down Thomas Peterson for 6th position. The 013 car definitely putting in work, and he's now chasing through.
Watch them as they come up the flue plat. 4 wheels off the road. 4 wheels off the road, and you've got to be careful. I'm pretty sure when we saw the Porsche Esports series here, we saw an engine blow up when shifting over that bump. So you've got to be careful. And you can just see the speeds they carry. A little bit of a lift through the flue plats there. It's just fantastic. And then they come down the hill, and I love this little section here. From the flue plates down to Kottenberg, Sweden Kurus, and then into Arenberg. Just slow. It looks like a hairpin. I've always called it a hairpin. It's a 3rd gear corner, and it's so much speed. And while we keep our eyes on Ola here going down the hill, he's got Thomas Peterson and Roberto Di Filippo coming down here. They come into one of the trickiest parts of the start of the ring, down the foxhole, up into compression as we call it. A little bit of a break, more braking here into Aaron de Force. And if you just see, if you've got the confidence to keep the speed and you get the turning right here at on de Force, you do get a good run, and that's what he's got right now. Peterson won't be able to make a move yet, but look at that brilliant cornering there, really showing how it's done.
Into GT4, Adam Facciaponti has broken a lead of just under 1 second compared to his, and as I say that, Stuart Elders. Stuart Elders!
No, Elders in the wall!
Gone!
Too much speed at compression, you can see it. Got on too much speed, tried to get on the throttle a bit too early there, and just lost it, went on the curb.
And the curb punishes you, and there's a wall to greet him.
He's going to be losing another position to Van Putten. No, he isn't. There's got to be some steering damage on there. Surprisingly, not in this McLaren. Rule of thumb, if you hit a wall here, you're going to get some sort of suspension damage, which will cause some steering issues. But he's okay at the moment, but he is under threat. No damage to that wing, just a little bit of rear damage. So maybe he'll be lucky. Take that quick repair when he comes to his first pit stop here. But he's in a little bit of a battle now. Miss, hit, miss coming up, as we call it, the freeways. And you can see that he's taking it very wide through all three of them, as Tom Van Putten is in the inside, continuing down after the freeway rights into the fence valley. And soon to be coming to one of the tricky corners, because you don't want understeer. You're forced to have understeer as you come over the bridge here before the run up to Exmoor. And you can just see Van Putten there, a little bit of understeer there as he comes up the hill to Exmoor. Be interesting to see what speed these Porsches have got. It's the first time on Raidillon TV we have shown the McLaren GT4. About the first time we've shown GT4's full stop on Raidillon TV. So it's a little bit of a learning curve, and you can just see the differences as well into brake work. And you can see Van Putten, a lot more confidence here. And now to that run, Rob, into that run, down to the Kesselchen, and into the curve, which is, of course, bravery.
This is the area in which Niki Lauda had his very frightening crash. Since Speed actually mentioned this already, that's where I got. That's why I managed to remember it from. But that we're just past where Niki Lauda had his massive crash for the 1976 race here at the Nordschleife, and he was very lucky to escape that. And if you see the film, it just strikes the wall, bursts into flame. But this is a lot safer now for the guys going around here, but they're still having to brave the very narrow track that this circuit entails as they come up towards the first carousel. How will the GT4s handle it? I know it's a bit of a... Oh,
no, not like that! Not like that! Did he just turn in too early?
No.
Yeah, look at that braking line.
That braking line.
That braking line, he wanted to get on the inside, but he never set himself up right. And if you miss the carousel, you're losing a second at least just by missing that corner. So not a good move there from Elder, and he's gone all the way down now from P2 to what, P5?
Yeah. The carousel rejects those who get it wrong. He was very close to hitting that wall. Just stamped on the brakes as best he could. I mean, still not going to be comfortable riding over the fact that you just crested over the carousel at a very point where you shouldn't be doing that. But needs must. The GT4s.
Talk about the TCR.
Yeah,
talk about the TCRs. We don't talk about the TCRs. John McClintock, we saw at the start of the race and missed Apex. Unfortunately, he's in the pits. Brian Boomsma and Gary Thomas are still battling out there.
By the way. It's Boomsma.
I said it's Boomsma. I know, I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm sorry, Brian Bonesma is continuing. Mike Gaunt had a little bit of an excursion. He's all the way down the order now. I think he's in about 11th overall.
He's ninth in class. I think he's 3rd overall. There's been a few changes in TCR. Oh, and he's gone off again. Oh, he needs to keep it on the straight and narrow, on the tarmac. These are front-wheel drive cars. They're not very good at doing, off-roading.
I tell you what, I drove these for the first time ever last night. I drove these TCRs, and let me tell you something. They're interesting. They're fun. But you've got to trust yourself. You've got to trust yourself on the throttle, on the turning. You've got to make sure you don't overdo it on the brakes. I was given some good advice. Yes, you can smash the brake, but you've got to be careful on the power. You've got to be careful on the brakes. Because if you mash the brakes, these temperatures, they're really going to ruin. So while you may see guides and people telling you, you've got to smash the brakes, you don't smash the brakes like you're in an accident. You've got to still treat them with some respect. A little bit of respect that you get in a GT3 car, and unfortunately it's just not helping. But yeah, that power, you've got to trust yourself, because if you're used to going from like a GT3, a GT4 car straight to one of these things, the power's not sudden, but you will get a little bit of wheel spin. You've just got to be careful as it goes. And just watching around now, John Lang just takes the lead of the GT3s while we were watching that into the first corner. The GT3 Cup cars, have completed their first lap.
And I think the gaps are starting to widen quite considerably between the classes. Well, it depends on where you look now, but I imagine with another few laps we're going to see quite a big difference, especially as they have to traverse this long straight of 3 kilometers of just sheer tarmac, of just put the throttle down and wait. As we are on board with Mike Gunt as he is trying to regain some composure. He's 6 positions in the red. He's gone from 3rd to 9th in 1 lap, and we saw a little glimpse as to why he's having severe difficulties as we see Kai Aspie. Ooh, Kai Aspie being a little bit unsure of himself coming into the S is leading up the hill past. Excuse me.
Into Tiergarten.
Yeah, past Tiergarten.
There.
Yeah, and just losing there, very unsure of himself. More so trying to not cause any particular issues. But he is going to be the catalyst, I think, that Mike Gaunt needs to start trying to climb back some time. 10 minutes for the guys, behind the main pack leaders. Boomsma putting in the fastest lap at a 9:47, and he is now 2 seconds ahead of Gary Thomas. If we just bring up the rest of the crew in this race, we can see the scoreboard starting to align itself with the overtake by John Lang of Eric Fiech for pole position. The two of them are now going to start battling. Now, to be honest, I did think that John was part of Williams, because his livery is very much like a Williams car, but no, it's Miss Apex.
They got a massive M on the front of it, not a W.
Yeah, but if you look at it the opposite way, it's a W, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That
also
is true.
it's William. It's like that. It's the same blue that Williams use.
I'll give it to you. Okay, I'll give it to you. All right, you can have it. Eric Fiech, by the way, is really pushing out of Arenberg and really feels confident. But again, there are so many places here you've got to say no. A compression here. Definitely not a place that you want to go. I'm going to send it here. You just got to be careful. Arundel Force, again, careful. If you get a good exit out of Arundel Force, yeah, maybe you can look at something up Mixfield or Mixfield or Callanhard. You've just got to be careful when you make these moves. You make the wrong move, and let's be brutally honest, you're going to be paying for it in quite a while around here. Let's call a spade a spade. It's just one mistake and that's the end of your race around here. The barriers are so tight around here that you cannot do anything. And these gaps, they do close up. And like I said, you wait until the straights, which is great because you can just save fuel.
I mean, it's great if you're the kind of person that's doing slipstreaming, but it's not great if you're the person that's leading somebody around here. And as that is John Lang hitting the inside curb and not having a good exit coming, or good entrance of that particular corner, coming into the very difficult sections, coming up towards Bravery and to the first carousel here in about 3 kilometers time. And he's still smashing the curbs quite hard. I mean, he's losing time. That gap was 2 seconds. It's now half a second, so he really does need to pull up his socks and start thinking maybe the curbs are not a good idea. The curbs are not a good idea in most situations, unless you're the kind of car that can ride them. For instance, we come to Monza, GT cars always tend to ride the 2 chicanes per curb. Well, and particularly the second chicane, because they can just bounce over them. But here, I don't think you can bounce over these. These are very tight wall coming up to Bravery. Now, do they take it flat out?
Do they take it flat out? Excuse me? No.
Why not? What do you mean,
These
why
are
not?
GT3 cars. The only thing that you'll see around here that will take it flat out is either a prototype or a Mazda. That's the only
Yeah,
thing
but I
you'll
mean,
see flat out.
a Mazda has struggled, as you said to me before the race started. Mazda has a bit of trouble even getting up to speed around here.
Yeah, a Mazda going up that hill before Bravery would just be struggling in 4th gear. Oh, hello. Sorry, Lang's gone off the carousel. And Eric Fiek is just going to take back the lead. Remember what we said? A second if you lose it there, and he had that. And the Missed Apex podcast guys, they were actually having a leader in 2 of the 3 classes. And now it's no longer. By the way, we're still looking at Adam Fittipaldi, who has just a 7-second lead in the GT4s in that BMW.
Slid out of the carousel, and this was John Lang. He's gone from 1st to 2nd. Had a slip out. He was too fast coming into the entrance and was not able to correct the speed that he needed coming into the middle of the carousel. And as a result, he just started sliding out slowly, and then bang, off he went, allowing Eric Fiek to take 1st position. These cars are pretty difficult to drive. I mean, the front feels like it's not connected to the road, if that can even be believed. But you know, if it does feel like they're sort of boats, and not much else is to be said about them.
Well, the real boats are the TCRs, because granted you've got to swing the back out to get some moves on them, but they really are the ones that you've just got to be careful with. And the braking points are kind of the same when it comes to like a GT car. When you've got one of these TCRs, it just does not have the power. So you're seeing Brian Bonesma just leading the way. He's got Brandon Kluge in front of him. Kluge just not having a good time out there at the moment. And almost wouldn't say in trouble, but he's got that lead TCR in front of him and maybe just wants to think about letting it go. But Brian's got a 4.5 second lead at the moment. He can afford to do this. Shout out to Gary Thomas as well, Missed Apex. He's running in P2 at the moment. He's got that lovely mirror window banner for Sabine on the back there. We'll always forget about it. We always miss Sabine, of course, and Jack Weddle as well for Missed Apex. So the Missed Apex boys, they have a really good chance of winning all 3 categories today, which I think might... Well, I'm going to have to get the majors guys to confirm it. Could be a very rare occasion to see a team take all class victories in a race, but we'll wait and see. That could be interesting to see. Patrick Nice, by the way, has had an incident. He has decided to pull in the car. I think he might have had an off-track or an excursion into the wall. So he will be, unfortunately, in the pits getting a tow, getting a repair. Might have just been hitting the wall there. I can't see. Oh, yeah, I see where it is now. He did hit the wall just around, coming up to the miss. As he took a little bit of damage there. There's Wojciech Hoto, though. How's he doing after that bad start? He's having to work his way through, through the GT4 field just to get back up to, you know, the rest of his drivers. But am I right in thinking he's 3 minutes behind everybody else?
He is indeed. Well, according to my scorecard, he is still on lap 1. It's a bit confusing, but I mean, I imagine it'll fix itself out once we get... Yeah, he's a lap down. No, correction, he's not a lap down. He's, according to the scoreboard, he's only 4 minutes behind everybody. I think he got a commiseration. I think because of the length of the track, you get a lap added to you, but you do lose a lot of time. So he's lost the equivalency of 4 minutes of time. So where they be coming through, the finish line right now to go into lap 3, he's still on lap 2, essentially having to play catch up, and he has a lot of time to do that. He has not. We don't really have a lot of times, you know, to really sort of mingle our minds over. There's only been 3 laps so far. I expected it to be a 17-lap race with John Lang and Eric Fiek, and I think they just want this to be over right now. They just want this to be the last lap, so they can have a full-on battle. Hold on to your hats, boys. It is still, you know, plenty of time to
We just saw a nice overtake, by the way. Tom Van Put getting P3 in the GT4s over Sean Brown. Also, Stuart Elder is in the pits. I think he's had a little bit more. I think he's had another excursion there, because the only reason he'd be coming in right now is either fuel or his steering wheel has had some damage, and I think it might be the latter over the former. That rear end damage he suffered early on might just be bothering him, but no, he has decided, I'm going to come in, I'm going to take some fuel, I'm going to take some tyres, only 3 laps in, and I'm going to go. So I just hope it's not a case of I forgot to take the qualifying set off. I do hope.
Well,
other people
the qualifying set is he wouldn't have lasted. He would have had to go in last lap.
Yeah, that is true. That is that is true. You can understand the qualifying. That it was a 4 laps maximum for qualifying, so that could also be it. We'll wait and see. By the way, shout out. I've got to give a shout out, just as he almost slides the back of the car out. Shout out to the 353, Stefan Rossmann from Mjolnir Motorsport Sim Racing. I just want to say, it does not matter whatever type of team race that me and my team are in recently. We're seeing a Mona team, and I'm pretty sure I raced with Stefan during the 24. So shout out to those guys. Stefan currently sitting P3 in the TCRs. Got Jack Weddle a second and a half behind. Now, normally we wouldn't harp on about a second and a half, but that's a close gap when it comes to Nordschleife. Full stop. You get about a second and a half, and
no, Tom Van Put's gone off. Sorry to cut across. Sorry to cut across. Tom Van Put, he's lost it completely through the technical section. I was just leaving the camera on and see how big of a gap he could get through coming down into the main section, and he lost it on the grass coming out of. I can't really tell where
that is right after Hatzenbach. That is that's Hoxian. That is the Great Oaks. That's Hoxian. Right at the end there, you've got a little bit of a dip as you go into that corner, and then you've got the runoff there, and it's so easy to do. And basically, it's not grass per se, but it's raised, and just so much raising there. It's a little bit of a lip there as the curb hits that little rubber part that they've got there, and it just And I've done that many a time practicing for the 24, many a time, and unfortunately that is some big damage. Well, I wouldn't say it's big damage, but if you hit that wall, you can see the suspension damage. He's going to have to take a full tow, go a lap behind. Oh, that is not what you want to see from Tom. Tom is not happy with that. So, in the space of 3 minutes, we've had P3 and P4 both go into the pits. Sorry, P4 and P5, both go into the pits. And we're only 25 minutes into the race, ladies and gentlemen. 2-hour, 25-minute race. Once again, the Major Series sponsor having a donation once again. Today, it's the Canadian Civil Liberties Association. The CCALA actively stands up to power by fighting against rights violations, abuse of police powers, inequality and discrimination. We stand for freedom, equality, and a better future for all people in Canada. And they are this race's sponsor for the Majors Series. For more information at ccla.org. As they continue their fight, these drivers continue their fight around the green hell. I gotta be honest, Rob, I am so happy I have a track map, a working track map with everybody visible for the first time ever. And this is fantastic. I am seeing everything live at the moment, and it's a relief. It's a relief to see everything right here at the moment. Just the gaps between the Porsche Cup cars and the GT4s. I mean, the last Cup car is just about to hit the carousel. When you look at it, the Cup car, the lead Cup car, slowly coming into bravery now. So that just gives you an idea of the times. I think you're looking at a minute difference right now. So, on board once again with Adam Fittipaldi. Continuing, these TCRs, such a handle. They are so fun, but they are such a handle. And it's one of those things that when people say to you, "Is there a car?" You say, "Try." You know, try the TCR, try the GT4s. Fantastic cars in their own right.
With a caveat, and embrace the fact that they are, instead of rubber for tires, it is ice. They're very. How should I put it? They're not very conducive to, racing excellence. If you're used to high downforce cars like I am, it's a bit of a nerve wrack getting into these cars. It was a massive nerve wrack trying to race GT3 Cup cars around here. And me being used to GT3 cars, I was just like, oh yeah, the GT3 Cups, that'll be fine.
Oh, you've done a Cup car around here, have you? I didn't know that. I did not know you did a Cup car around here. I must learn.
With difficulty.
With difficulty. I'll tell you what, I must have spent almost 3 weeks practicing for the 24 with no experience on the track apart from simcades like Gran Turismo Sport. So having to learn this track from scratch again, practically, knowing the track but then going, yeah, but where do I brake? What do I do? Was interesting. And to be fair, in a week I was able to shave 5 seconds off. By the end I was shaving 20. I was not 20, I wish. By the end I was shaving 10 seconds off. But it is just a track where it's not about your fast time. It is about rhythm. It's about staying alive. And that's all you need at the moment. And then the overtakes will come to you. Like David Wilson right now and Roberto De Filippe's. I don't think he'll make it here. And in fact, I think he might be lifting. And that's a very good idea. Lift, save a little bit of fuel as the 1 hour 59 mark comes across. Just save a little bit of fuel as they continue going. Lap times are coming. John Lay just went purple with I can't believe I'm saying this for a Cup car, a 1:31.775.
You just said a 1:31, by the way.
8:31, I wish. By the way, Robert Wilson, he's going to have to go around the outside of Felice if he wants this move. And to be fair, being we've got the S here instead of Arena, he might be able to make it, but he's gone so wide. Roberto De Filippe holds on to that P6 as Wilson Jr. will have to fight again for it. But while they do this, Marco Schmidt and Kenneth Tier just starting to creep in a little bit. Both of those were lapping, well, almost 2 seconds faster than these two.
David Wilson will be trying in the red on black in color GT3 Cup. He's carrying a bit of damage, obviously from when he had a little bit of a tumble or struck a curb the wrong way. Marco Schmidt is keeping Kenneth Tier off at bay. Kenneth Tier gaining 4 positions, started 13th, is now 9th in class. And there's no real big movers apart from the guys that have already moved, Wilson being one of them. He and Kenneth Tier are tied for the most amount of positions gained in GT3 Cup class. In GT4, the only major players are Brown, who's just come into the pits.
Now, what's that for? Don't tell me they can't do... Don't tell me this has to be a scheduled fuel stop. Surely not. There's no damage to him. I'm not seeing anything on...
He's in the pits, so he's obviously there to do something. He's being obscured by the graphite Porsche Cayenne, but he's the only one that has done it. Everybody else is sort of continuing to go around. Brandon Klug. Yeah, he's staying out.
Yeah, so one HW racing car pits, the other one stays in. Not sure what that's all about. I've got to be honest. I did not see any damage, but like you were saying, you strike the curves the wrong way here, and you're in trouble. In fact, I'll tell you what, Rob. We were watching NEC, second split, right? We're talking some good drivers here. And by the time they got to Hatzenbach on the first lap, there was a Cup car that had an engine blown. I don't know how. It didn't hit the wall. Literally, the engine went just by running over these curbs. So that just gives you an idea of what, of what happens here. There are curbs you drive over. There are curbs you don't drive over. You see that curb just there from Fate to Ponte? That one there? Don't touch it. See this one here? Don't touch it. See these two? Look how high they are. Yeah, you've got a TCR. Don't touch them.
Yeah,
as you come out of Hatton back.
Yeah, if you strike the floor with these curbs.
Yeah, you can run that. You can run these if you want. You've got a little bit of a runoff there. You can run that. You can run those. But again, that one there, as they come through Hockey Iron down into the run down to Flugplatz, you just want to avoid them. You touch them at high speed, you're gonna lose control of the car. You can take a little bit of curb here at the Flugplatz, of course, but later on you can't. A good example as well is Platzgarten. Platzgarten 2. You touch that curb and automatically at high speed, because it's a high speed section, you're going to have a lot of issues. A lot of issues trying to fight the car and control the car. So you can just see going around that corner. I love the cotton ball. I love the Swedish cross, sorry. I just love that corner. But over a crest where you have to lift and turn left, oof. You don't see that nowadays in tracks. I've got to be brutally honest. And that just shows the age here. And of course, into compression they go. Here it goes, up into Orange de Force. And key thing about Orange de Force, Rob, is what?
What?
The key, what is the key point of Orange de Force? Turn in late.
Oh, well, yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally knew it. Totally knew what you were on about.
Yeah. What are we talking about again? What track is this? I don't know. I was mostly paying attention to Colin Ward's vehicle. And I'm very interested in seeing how because I've raced with both the BMW M4 GT4 and I've actually got a lot more experience with the Cayman. Cayman I thought was a very big boat. Well, not a boat per se, but it's not small. You really do have to be careful with it. And around Imola in particular, I thought I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, I have heard good things about the Porsche nowadays. I have wanted to try it. I do have the Porsche and the McLaren, and the McLaren it didn't thrill me. I literally felt like I was driving on the road. I mean, that's what a GT4 car is, the road car of a wing. I know that. But there wasn't anything there that made me go, you know, and it might be the same when it comes to a Porsche or anything. You know, it just might not be my thing, you know. You don't have to like everything, you know, you drive. You know, you could love a GT3, hate a GTE, and then go, I could drive a GT4. You know, you could do it otherwise. So,
well, I tell you this much. This really triggers me. That dash and that steering wheel look. Guess what it reminds me of?
That reminds me of a supercar.
That reminds me of the DP.
Oh yeah, I bought DP, then I realised, hang on, square and that type of dashboard. Oh, that's also a supercar look. But no, I totally get that.
Also, if we were actually driving this car, that journey and trip and odometer, those would actually be working. It's pretty cool.
It is, but also you do realise that they actually make them random. For iRacing, some people will start with 0, some people will start with a different number. So it's never officially tracked, which is kind of a cool thing, but yeah.
I mean, it's just to say, hey, your car's been running.
So you know, if your engine blows, you could just check that and see, yeah, she's done too many miles.
iRacing wouldn't be that pro, but I mean, they also are the kind of people that, you know, make an engine explode.
Oh, hang on, John Lang's gone off. Sorry, John Lang has gone off, and he's gone off a couple times. He has gone off big time, and it's that same place I mentioned before.
Ooh, hang on.
Flatsgarten 2. Flatsgarten 2.
Crikey,
and he's done exactly what I said. He hit those curves. He lost control. Into the wall he goes. Just like I said.
Looking at John Lang, his race has gone topsy-turvy. He was the... Oh! He was the lead GT3 Cup car. I don't think that is a lot. That's a lot of damage. Oh, crikey, John!
He's got a crab. He's going to crab back.
Look at it. Look at his suspension here. Look at it on the replay. His suspension's completely broken.
I know.
One of the wheels is turned front. The other wheel is sort of.
Look at the cockpit. Look at the cockpit.
Oh.
If you've got a car around here where you're steering to the left to keep it straight, you're in more trouble, because if it's steering to the right, you can do something, but to the left, impossible. And what was I saying 3 minutes ago, Rob?
Keep it off the curves.
Flatsgarten, you get on the curve, you upset it because of the high speed.
Oh, crikey.
Flatsgarten 2. What did I say?
This is currently what John Lang has to do to steer. Oh my god.
And that's a replay.
Yeah.
That's a replay. I'll let you know right now. He's in Tiergarten and he's managed to make it, but he can barely turn for Tiergarten. He's going to hit the wall again.
And he's stuck.
He's stuck in the wall. No, and he's flipped.
No, it's all gone wrong. Can he get it off? Can he get it off? Kids, come on. Get on.
If he tows, it's 20 seconds. He's going to try, you know.
No,
he's had to tow. He's had to tow.
He gave up.
Drama. That is drama. And because he didn't complete the lap, he goes down a lap. And just that, and that whole section, Flatsgarten 2. I go on about it. I know. I've had experiences there. You take the left and you go off and hit the curb on the left, you get a 1 second slowdown by iRacing. You've got to be careful. You hit those high curbs, it upsets the car, and it's such a shame for that Missed Apex podcast car to hit that and just cause the damage.
Well, the dream has died for the boys to get the Missed Apex 111 on 3 classes. So unfortunately, they'll have to consolidate, try and see what they can do with Boomsma, who is still leading for TCR as he comes past. I think that was just past the second carousel. It is indeed on to the Dottinger Hole Straight. 3 kilometers. I think it is roughly 3 kilometers. This in length. And that's including up towards the likes of Tiergarten. And it's just flat out, completely all the way through, keeping the foot hard to the floor. Doing about, in the TCR, to be about 250 or 235 or 6 kilometers an hour. The fastest speed that they can do, really. I mean, you're expecting a lot from the engines if you're expecting to do any faster than that. They are a little. I mean, you tend to forget, but these TCRs, they're 4 cylinders, turbocharged 4 cylinders.
Just the fact that doing this speed full stop is pretty scary, because they don't really get. I don't think
the front wheel drive as well, so that's even scarier.
Like you know, you were saying the cup cars were boats. No, this is the real boat. This is the real boat here. It's the TCR. You know, it's just also just that one exhaust pipe dead center on the rear just always makes me think, huh?
Yeah,
so
it's always a bit like a boat that has like a jet turbine, so like a you know, like one of the inside a propeller. It's like one of those PT boats, like a jet turbine in the center pushing water out. Looks like one of them.
Well, Scott Kukas has had a moment as well out there. It looks like that is. I want to say that's before Flatsgarten 2. So it looks like he's had that around Brunch Hill, Sprungelhugel. Sprungelhugel. My German's very good, as you can tell. And he's having an issue trying to keep it on track. I've got this fantastic track map, by the way. Fantastic. It's designed just for anybody that wants to go on the tourist on the tourist track, and it just gives you all the names in German and English. It doesn't have the GP circuit.
Yeah, but we already know fantastic. The GP circuit.
Do we?
You know what I do anyway.
Oh, that's good. Scott Kukas there, unfortunately, having some issues, so he's had some offs. But we are on lap 5 of this challenge, you know, and you're looking at an hour. Yeah, you're looking at an hour a stint, and you know, when you're commentating, the hour goes really long. When you're racing, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you got to pit, and you're like, I haven't done anything. Yeah, you've got to pit. I've only done 7 laps. Yeah, you've got to pit. It just comes on you so quickly. It is a challenge, but it is such a refreshing track to just lap on your own. Just because you don't know where the time is. You don't know where the time goes. Because you're facing something different every 10 minutes. Not like the same thing you're seeing every minute. You know, it's not like a Daytona where it's like, well, there's the horseshoe. I'll see it in a minute 40. Here's the horseshoe. You know, it's like, oh, here's Arenberg. I won't see that for another 8 minutes. So it is really, really nice to see.
It depends on how long your lap is, though. For some cars, it'll be about 12 minutes before they come back around again.
No car does 12 minutes.
Come on,
the Mazdas are doing 930s, okay? 930, 940s.
Really?
Yeah.
So what? They're only 16 seconds a lap slower than the TCRs are.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I think from what I was looking in the Split 2 today for NEC, 20 seconds, I think, which, yeah, just around there. So, does give you the idea. The Mazdas, it really does give you that, and it was just like, wow, you know, it was surprising to see. So, I am
now just to say, on lap 6, we will be radio signing for that lap to give our shout out to John, as we do see Faccia Ponti racing his colours for Racing for John. We are also broadcasting for John, and on lap 6, when the when the Porsche Cup cars come on to lap 6, we will go radio silent to honor John and his name. We hope you understand. We'll be back on lap 7, but it's not for another little bit yet. We'll let you know when we go radio silent. Of course, the Major Series has much representation around the world. It has much representation around the iRacing community, and for one of its main organisers to have passed away due to a very terrible disease is something that has touched a lot of people within the Major Series. And that commiseration is going to John's family, who, you know, it's never a good thing. It's never a good thing to be able to wake up in the morning to know that is happening to someone that you love most dearly. So to show our solidarity, even though he hasn't gone in the motif of the Major Series, nor has he gone from the memories of people who cared about him most dearly. So for lap 6, we will honor him and his number. Car number 6, John King.
For a man that touched a lot of people, you just had to see in the forums when it was announced in his passing. It wasn't just people from Majors, it was people who knew him from just that. The Major Series with the community aspect and team aspect, a lot of that was created by John. Very shortly, we'll be celebrating John. John, this lap coming up is for you, my friend. You were the last winner around here, and it's only fair. Thank you very much, John. We'll see you soon.
And a 3, and a 2, and a 1, and we're back in the room.
A nice little tribute there, of course, for John King. We go back to racing on lap 7. Thomas Cybernagel, has fitted for Blattery Race Crew, racing with his teammate Forceman Oliver Zimmerman at the front there, and I think he's just decided now get the pit stops in while they can. So he goes in, Forceman will go in, and here comes the rest of them. The Phillips will be in, Smith will be in. Others haven't. Kenneth Tears had a little bit of an excursion out there while we've been out. He was running P7, but unfortunately he is down at the pecking order right now. Did not see, unfortunately, what happened to him. Almost looked like he went off at Arenberg. Not entirely sure. Might be a little bit later.
I think it was past first car. I saw it. We had it on the cameras. He did go off.
Might be YouTube. Yeah, it must be YouTube corner then. So,
no, it definitely wasn't YouTube corner. It was like somewhere in the middle. I think it was in the middle between that and YouTube corner.
Alright, so that would I did see him on the gravel, so could be Brutschen. Could be Brutschen or it's back. It does feel around there, so he is now running what would be P10, but it's P9 of course because of the pit stops. Marco Smith as well went into the pits, and since the iRacing changes, the tyres are not exactly something you can double stint nowadays. I actually had a chance I could have double stinted in the 24 with the temperatures being really cold. They were colder than this. That gives you an idea at the start of the day. So some of these drivers will be taking tyres on their first stop. I think the crucial thing is that this sort of feat is he just overtook a TCR, which that means here we go, Rob. We're gonna be shortly getting multi-class lapping. And oh, it's scary. It's very scary. No, I don't really have anything to say, but it's scary because these corners are just, they weren't designed for cars this big. Let's put it like that. So
what do you mean?
Yeah, have you tried going too wide around some of these corners and around some of these tracks?
Yeah,
it's not easy.
Yeah, but have you seen what has raced around here? They've made it happen.
Well, they've made it happen. I'm not saying they haven't made it happen. I'm just saying I would not want to do it myself.
Oh, well, that's me. I mean, you know, you're very brushish and you let the cars by, you know?
I give way to the right.
No,
wow.
I mean, as in, like, it's just like, oh yes, I'm so sorry. Go through.
Adam Fatal Ponte, by the way, came in to the pits and he decided to take his first pit stop. Just to say how far ahead Adam has been, he comes out in P2. Jan Mavilza is only just behind him as he comes into turn 1 right now. So that just gives you an idea how far ahead Face is at the moment. So he's there. Oh, Mason Malzos just had a moment at the top of the GP section. What a weird place to lose the car. The back went in the TCR. Fortunately, he's struggling down a couple laps down in P11. Not in the best of times there in the Hanson Brothers Racing TCR. That hex effect, though, is hypnotic. I will say that, but yeah, he's not having the best of times there. Something else going on at the moment, of course. It's the quiet before the storm, of course. Everyone is taking their pit stop shortly. I would expect to see the Cup cars, after we saw Siebernagel take his last lap, I expect to see them come in this lap, would you say? You're usually on the trigger of the RGS.
Wait, what?
I said you're on the trigger of the RGS. Does the RGS say that the Cup cars are going to pit?
Yeah. Yes. Says yeah. Probably within the next 10. RGS is being pretty slow today. RGS is also my brain. When would they pit? I imagine they would pit now on this next lap, or if they've pushed it on this lap or on the next lap.
Don't guesstimation service is making those dial-up noises when you used to have to plug the internet into the phone.
You see, those are my beeps and bloops.
What are you, R2-D2 now?
Yeah, beep, beep, beep.
God. Sorry, I want to laugh. So it's interesting. I need to keep an eye out this, because I think Roberto De Felips did not take tyres, because he's come out. He was P6 when they pitted. Thomas Stevennagel was P3 when they pitted, and now there's only 3 seconds between the two of them. And I'm looking, and there's a 30-second difference in their pit stop times, which that's a lot of a difference, because usually tyres is 20 seconds, but that just gives you the idea that De Felips did indeed not take tyres. Is that going to be... I know it's 22 Celsius. I know it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and this was the situation I was in the 24, where I could not get life in the tyres, to the point my first stint after an hour in a GT3, my tyres were 88%, Rob. Even I was shocked. I could have gone another stint with them. I'm wondering, has Roberto managed to control those tyres, or is he gonna be in the danger zone? Because trying to double stint around here is not easy. Yeah,
I mean, it is. I mean, it's easy if you take care of the tyres in the first stint, but that requires a lot of and some more You know, you have to a lot. You know.
Hour 25 to go. They will have to make at least one more pit stop.
Almost halfway through.
Yeah.
That hour flew.
Well, I told you. When you're driving this track, it doesn't feel like it. And by the way, we've had an issue at the front here, because Eric Feek has gone off. Not sure what's happened to Eric Feek. Oh, he's had a spin. Where is that? Oh no, of all the corners that have a spin, he's had it going into. I just want to check that it is.
Oh, it's the same place.
No, it's Brutchen.
No,
he lost it at Brutchen. Not Brutchen, sorry. He's lost it at Branch Hill, which is the Brunhugel. That is such a horrible corner, because you think you can take it flat out, but then you miss your line, and he's lucky. But he's not. He hit the wall.
Oh no, he's very lucky, because I can't see any damage on the front of that car.
But he's got to pit anyway. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, I don't think lighting up your tires to a bazillion degrees is the best way to proceed.
Yeah, just light your tires up going for. Yeah, light your tires going up as you spin for Sprunhugel. Yeah, everybody's
RGS does strike again. We did get it right.
Yeah.
No, that's not the hardest prediction in the world.
Show me a car that can go 8 laps around here on a full tank. Show me a car that can go 8 laps around here.
Quite a lot of cars, actually.
Shush.
GT3 can.
No, they can't.
Yeah, they can. On a full tank, they can.
We couldn't. Jetta, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, the Jetta can. But also the Jetta is it's slight cheating. Jetta.
Just slightly cheating. I'm just keeping my eyes, by the way, on this between Zimmerman and Feek, because it's one of those things at the moment where and also we got Peterson there as well. But who out these three will go first? Wilson comes in as well. Kenneth Tier will be coming up shortly. Up goes the tyres for Zimmerman. And Fig doesn't take tyres. Another one, risking double dint. It's risky. It's risky.
It may
They'll
be
have
risky,
to do one
but-
more pit stop. They have to do one more
Yeah,
pit
they
stop.
will have to, yeah.
I don't know about this. I don't know. Especially being he just binned the car. Alright, the tyres will have cooled down. But what's the carcass like on those tyres right now? What are the marbles like? I don't know. I don't know. Be interesting to see the difference between Siebernagel and Zimmerman's times. Being that they both, both of those guys took tyres. And Zimmerman, speaking of Zimmerman, he spun at the first corner. Or has he?
Has he?
He spun at the first corner. Out of the pit, cold tyres. Zimmerman spun. Wow. So, basically, first lap of the race, leader Hoto spins at turn 1. After the first pit stop of the race, provisional leader Zimmerman spins. Wow.
Yeah,
and
so
he's lost 9 seconds to his teammate. He's lost 9 seconds to that Black Tree Race Crew teammate there. As Kenneth Reader just stopped the car to let a car go through. Oh no, he's had an off track. TCR's very slow when you watch those cup cars going by. Wow.
I mean, the GT4s also look... The only car that looks fast is the Cup car, but that's also, relative speaking.
Oh, Jason Lottridge. Sorry, I do not see what's happened, but Jason Lottridge has had a moment there. That is the prelude to Carousel, as I call it. If you want it's the Starschleck there. He has lost it. He was having to turn that car around, but he's lost a couple positions. He was sitting P4 off of the pit stops, but I think
having
he
a
lost
look.
one.
So
Yeah.
just to say, we're looking at Thornton Oliver Zimmerman. He started the lap in first position, and let's just have a look and see what happened to him. He's up on his jacks right now on a replay. He was up on his jacks, and then he disappeared. There he is. Let's have a look and see what happened to him.
This is hard. This is hard to watch.
No!
Hard to watch.
Flips the brakes and off he goes. Oh, crikey! Not the kind of place. Oof. Yeah, and it's gonna take some getting used to.
So, Ward comes into the pits, P2 for the GT4s. Stata Ponte will take his lead back. Shout out to Ward GT Hoto. He has to pit again. He'll probably have to pit this lap. Managed to make it almost to the back of his field. To the back of the Cup car field. He had made a couple overtakes. Of course, John Lang had that moment. Patrick Nice had a moment. So he's made a couple overtakes just by staying alive. But after that incident at the start of the race, he's only 30 seconds behind Simon Fawns, but he does have to make a pit stop. So that's a bit of a shame there, but hey, great pace. Great pace. He just threw in an 8:33, 8:01. Not the fastest lap of the race, but in terms of everybody else, that's faster by a substantial amount. So Wood Dietrich is on his way back up the field, and we'll wait and see if he's able to get some more positions.
So, I'm doing the math. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to believe, but I did some math. What I'm thinking is the GT3 Cups will pit with 2 laps to go. Either that or, 2 or 3 laps to go. They will decide then if they want to take tires or not for the 2 laps they need. If they didn't take tires now, they will be a serious consideration, but anyone who's taking tires now at this first pit stop will take them to the end.
So really what you're saying is they should have taken tires now and not taking tires a second time.
No, well, the strategy is if you haven't taken tires on this first stop, you take tires to the end, because you've already made that decision. You've already committed to it. If it's what happens that you took tires now at this first stop, you take them to the end. You'll be in a much better shape, but can you justify taking tires, to the end on the first stop? It's a balancing act. Can you go fast enough on new tires to make up that deficit? Something to think about.
See, that's why I'm paying attention to Eric Fiek and unfortunately Thomas Siebenegel. I wanted to pay attention to Zimmerman, but of course he had that spin, so it will be Siebenegel. We're talking 30 seconds roughly tires on a cup car, aren't we? We're talking about that time, looking at these pit stop times that I'm seeing. So 20 to 30 seconds. Can Siebenegel make that time up on fresher rubber? Or can these tyres that have, seen it all from Eric Fiek, and actually coincidentally, Eric's coming up to that same section, he lost it last lap. Is he going to take it careful? Be an interesting decision. He's not there yet, but I'm just worried. Because that plays in your mind. That plays in your mind. I'm sure it's played in your mind before, but you come to a corner here, you've had a moment earlier in the race. Does it play in your mind? And yeah, I think it's...
It depends. It depends if you let it get... It depends on, a million and 100 things. Do you let that get to your head, or do you let it just slide for now?
It's different in a practice, and you can see it's not affected in one bit. It's different when you're doing it in a practice. But when it comes to race, and all the chips are on the table, you've just got to be careful. But he is making time. He is making time. So that is one thing I want to pay attention to. As well as also, we've had a good indication of that before with Roberto De Phillippe's, as he was 3 seconds behind Siebenegel when they came out the pits, and that gap is now 8 seconds. Now, of course, with lap traffic, that could change. Phillippe's just had to do a move over Drew alone around one of the corners before Flat's gotten 2. So it just depends. It is one to pay attention to. Now, I'm trying to think, because I've never done this before. When do the TCRs pit? Because these guys have like an infinity tank, don't they?
The TCRs have a massive tank, yeah. The lead 5 TCRs, lead 6 TCRs have not pitted yet. I think they can actually go the full distance with just one pit stop.
That's what I'm just looking at. So
serves.
I'd be considering tyres then if I'm these TCRs, just to play on the safe side. I know, we talk about the track temperature, it's 22 Celsius. 72
they use no fuel. With the massive tank that they have and like the engine they have, they don't use a lot of fuel.
No, and lap 9 we're being told by chat. So when you've got like Rudy Devori, who unfortunately had to pit on who pitted on lap 7, he's gonna have to do an extra pit stop, possibly. But the rest, they're on lap 8. They'll be doing 16 laps. Roughly, I think. Oh, no, they won't be doing 16 laps. What am I talking about? You get the idea. They'll be doing probably 15 laps. They will have to pit again. They won't have to pit again. They have to be careful, but they won't be hitting again. Zimmerman's off. What's happened to Zimmerman again?
Oh, crike! That is leading on to lap 9. He's lost it quite considerably. Oh no! No! Don't light up the tires.
And you know what he did? I can't believe it.
The curbs.
He reversed into the barrier.
Oh, crikey.
But he's had previous damage by the looks of it.
He does.
I'm looking at what's happened at Tiergarten, but that car's had some damage before.
He is to come in. He is taking his, I think it's his second pit stop.
It will be his second pit stop. But I'm just looking. You cannot tell me all that damage has come from that one mistake. And I think he's had a tear gun. He's had another moment somewhere. Where is that moment? Oh, I see it. It's coming out the second carousel, taking the corner before you start going up to the Dossinger. Yeah, I see it now, and that would have been Gallenkoft. Gallenkoft just broke. Did he break in time? He broke late. Oh, he broke very late for Gallenkoft. Yeah, hit the wall. So he went off at Tiergarten. And he may have used his quick repair.
Dave Wilson has gone. He's not having a great time either. So having plenty of drivers that are having the what I call the Nord haze. When you're in the car for quite a long time, these guys will be in these cars for 2.4 hours or 2 hours 24 minutes. It is going to be a bit difficult for him. I thought it was Sam Whatley. Looked like he was about to drift out into the grass there. Case in point, he needs to shape up, my boy. Shape up.
Just casually tell Sam, hey Sam, shape up.
Yeah, shape. Hey,
shape up.
Shape up.
Yeah, I must admit, it's one of the things. You talk about that haze. One of my final practice sessions for Nürburgring, I put up a night session.
Right.
And I put up a night session, and I did an hour stint, and I was like, I feel great. I did an hour around here, no issues, I feel great. Let's go again. And I got 2 laps in, and I was just there like, I've got no focus. The haze is real. It is a challenge to go around here for an hour. But then you got to do another stint, and you've got to regain your focus. You've almost got to split it up into hourly blocks and just reset yourself in that pit stop. And it's hard. And you can see these mistakes going on. Just these little mistakes, and it's not being caused by lap traffic. It is, like you would think with, multi-class racing, a lap traffic just in the wrong way would probably cause an issue. No, it's not that. It is just, it's a mental fatigue, I think is the best word for it.
Yeah, and especially given the fact that they're sort of trying to do their best to, not fall into a trap, as it were. It's more like trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to stop the bird rattling the cage, but you also have to, at the very same time, not get sucked into the mindset of, oh well, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. No, I gotta do this now because, time is of the essence, kind of thing. Well, at the very same time, if you don't keep attention, if you don't keep your focus, this is where you end up. You'll end up in the walls, in the barriers, around the very unforgiving circuit that is
the
Nordschleife. Exactly.
I think you were trying to get some drama there for a moment. Build the
I was building suspense, yes.
The Nordschleife. Yeah. So I'm still waiting for these TCRs. By the way, it does look like Zimmerman does not have a fast repair. He's still in the pits, unfortunately. So David Wilson's just gone off. Oh, I've just missed it. Is that coming into Exmol? No, it's before Exmol. Sorry, no, it's the corner before the bridge, isn't it? It's
just like, I'm talking millimeters away from the wall. He really did well to hold on to that.
Yeah, just by Nordschleife. I think that's where it was, but yeah. Oh, that was a close one. He comes around Bregwork right now, so he'll be okay, but close one. Not my favorite corner. Not my favorite corner there, because it's down. It's a little bit blind. If you take too much throttle, you're in trouble. You hit the wall, so you just got to be careful there. So that was the close one. Kept that at the wall, didn't he? We haven't had many retirees. Retirees, actually.
We have had a few, though. We have 2 confirmed. Kyle Aspie and Scott Kukas are your 2 retirees out of GT4 and TCR class. Everybody else has at least taken back out there and tried to keep racing. There are currently 3 individuals in the pits that are of concern. Mike Gaunt, no, he's not of concern. He's come back out. No, he's fine. So 2 people of concern: Patrick Neese and Thorsten Oliver Zimmerman. Zimmerman will have to. He'll have to do his best, I think, to get the damage fixed and get back out there.
That's a lot of damage, though. Hit the wall like that. That's a lot of damage. I know. The Flex Seal joke, but when the car turns into an open wheeler,
you've made a mistake.
Yeah, there's your problem. So Zimmerman at most has got 10 minutes in the pits. 10 minutes means a lap around here, so not as big as it would be 10 minutes around, a Sebring or a Spa. But when you think that there's nobody else a lap down in the cup category, it's a little bit of a struggle there. So that would be unfortunate for him at the least. So hopefully Zimmerman gets back out there. He's 6 minutes in the pits now. He managed to get it in the pits. So we'll wait and see how he does. But Vic is about to get on the Dossinger Ho. He is on the Dossinger Ho. So yeah, Zimmerman will be the first cup car to be a lap down. And yeah, that must be a little bit frustrating.
I mean, there's so much you can do. Damage is essentially it's a commiseration race from him from now on. Unfortunately, he'll have to keep his head above. He's in 15th now, and it's just that damage. I think is too great for him at this point to really sort of get things going. If we have a look from the pit lane, you can actually see how damaged his car is. It's quite a huge number of bumps and scrapes on his front left. And there's a little.
The key thing I just remembered, Rob, is without a fast repair, he's got wing damage.
Oh yeah, so it'll ruin any chance he has of really starting to get back, and especially given the fact it's only an hour and 5 minutes left of the race. We're already past the halfway point ages ago. Well, when I say ages ago, about 7-8 minutes ago, past the halfway point. And so it is. Well, it's
7 laps.
It's going
7
to
laps to go.
7 laps left. Yeah.
7-8 laps to go. Yeah. So remember, it's one of those things we mentioned before. There will not be a lot of battles on track. The name of the game is survival. The name of the game is win it in the pits. The name of the game is to just be there at the end. Keep 4 wheels on. So it's one of those things you just got to keep careful. And it's just so weird because I'm looking at the table. And the cup cars, top 13 are all top 12 are all cup cars.
Mm-hmm.
No issues. And then you've got the likes of, then it's red, blue. Everybody's just so split up when it comes to the GT4s, TCRs. So, that they are in their own battles, but at the same time, some of them are battling, the other class on the same lap, just because of the pace difference. Well, there's not a lot of pace difference between the TCRs and the GT4s. I was actually doing faster laps in a TCR around Brands Hatch than some GT4s. But a lot of it is more of experience and skill. I'm not saying a Max Verstappen could I'm not saying a Max Verstappen could lap around the TCR better than a Max Benecke in a GT4. Do you know what I mean? It basically just comes to driver ability at some stage, and that's not a knock at anybody because we've all got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
so
of course.
The GT4 is a great car for people starting. To be fair.
Yeah.
So
it is a lap 10 of 17 for the GT3 Cup cars. And for most cars on that lead lap, they are actually it's lap 10. Yeah, sorry, lap 10 for the only for the GT3 Cups. It'll be lap 10 now for Adam Facciaponti as he comes past the start-finish line. He'll be doing that in about 20 seconds' time. So it'll be interesting to see how Adam Facciaponti deals with pit stops, because he's on lap 3 of his stint now. It's mostly just trying to keep it in first place for him. He is a minute ahead of everybody else in GT4 class, starting off with Colin Ward. So yeah, it's a waiting game right now for him, just to see what will happen. Mainly to see if anybody else has anything for him. And it all depends really on that. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, more so trying to figure out how else to describe this GT4 class apart from Facciaponti just
taking it over.
It's
Facciaponti. Yeah, it's Facciaponti. Sorry.
We had a discussion. He told us the right name.
We had this. I was told. I failed epically. One of the things, while there's a little bit of a down to there's not a lot going on, I wanted to talk about something, because we haven't been live recently to talk about iRacing things, and we've got these Porsche GT3 911 Cup cars. But as announced last week, coming season 3, the Porsche GT3 911.2 race cars.
You're very excited about this.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be driving them over my BMW, because I love my BMW, you know.
Nah, Porsche for life.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun to drive a Porsche GT3 car. The GTE is probably one of my more enjoyable GTE cars to drive. When they upgraded to the new time model last February, I lost the love for the BMW. I lost my love for GTE driving, and the only thing that I could get some sort of feeling was a Porsche. Then I took a break from GTE driving. I haven't touched a GTE since. But that Porsche, in any game, it's been my go-to. So to see a GT3 version, something that iRacing had needed, it's fantastic. But of course, Robert does bring a couple questions. Number 1, how fun is it going to be? Number 2, how's it going to drive? Number 3, so what happens to VRS and what happens to IMSA?
What do you mean, what happens to IMSA?
Well, I mean, there is talk that because, you know, technically the Porsche GT3 is in the IMSA series in real life, and they've only got 7-car limit. So what do you do?
Yeah.
But you've got a 7-car limit, and you've got 7 GT3s, and you're adding another GT3. And sorry, I can't. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit teared up here, Rob, because the only thing they can replace
is the
Ford.
Yes.
The Ford.
Yes.
No. I can't, Rob. I can't. Okay?
Yes.
I can't.
Yes.
No. It's not fair. All right?
It is very
That
fair.
thing's a legend.
No, it's not.
Well, debatable. The one car that doesn't have any gearing, the Ford GT3.
Oh, crikey. That is a man from Ponty's having an accident. Sorry, just before. Oh, crikey. Adam Facciaponti going off past Rebel Tree.
That's a weird one to go off at there. Just having a moment there.
Oh, too much speed.
Too much speed. He clipped the grass, and there it is right there. The last place you want that is around Megatsfield. Sorry, Megatsfield. How much damage is on that car right now is the question.
Trying to have a look.
He's got quite a bit of damage.
Let's just see the steering wheel in the BMW. It'd be interesting as he's coming down. Do you know he doesn't have much steering damage? I'm just looking. I think he might be okay.
Just about.
It'd be one of those things where it's manageable. The key thing is, though, there's 58 minutes left in the race. If he wanted to, if that damage was severe, he could come in now, take that quick repair, fill up, and then question if he wants to take tyres or not, and he'd be fine for the rest of the race. He's in that window now, which is good. But I don't see a lot of damage. Of course, it could just be, you know, the GT4 uses new damage model and this is old damage model. Who knows? Who knows? But he might have gone away with it, knock on wood. We'll wait and see. Well, if he hasn't, I mean, Colin Ward's still a minute and 5 behind, so yeah, he might have gone away with it. He might be a lucky boy there. Wow. That could have caused some drama. Right, so trying to find. Yeah, sorry, we were talking about that with him. Yeah, VRS. It's simple. With VRS, you unfortunately remove the Ford. I mean, some people could make the argument you remove the McLaren, but for all we know, they could be getting a new McLaren. Nobody knows. It's just speculation. So, you know, then it just comes down to, well, so, you know, you remove the Ford, you add the Porsche. What about IMSA? Do you... You know, you can't take away a GT3. So, this is what people have been asking for. Do you remove the Ferrari GTE?
Why would you?
And then make it 3 GTEs, 3 GTDs, being that the GTE is no longer going to be in IMSA next year? Do you see what I mean?
Hang on a minute, what?
Yeah, in real world, the GTEs are going from IMSA.
No, that sucks.
Yeah. So if you want to bring the Porsche in, do you take a GTE away to have, you know, the GT3?
No.
Well, you're going to have to.
No.
No, you are.
No.
Don't bring this to me.
No.
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 Right, Rob, can you confirm to me that Byron Boomsma...
Boomsma! Oh my lord!
Boomsma! You do it all the time. Now, can you confirm that he's pitted?
Did Brian Boomsma pitch? Where is he? I can't see him. There he is. Yes, he did pitch. He did indeed pitch.
Okay. I was going to get worried that he lost a 20-second lead and is now 40 seconds behind Gary Thomas. I was like, something's gone on. Have I missed it? But no. Brian Boomsma. I'm sorry, Brian. Did pit. A lot of these drivers had pit. I think Gary Thomas is the only one not to pit for the Missed Apex. You got the Missed Apex podcast. Oh, they're in different colours. They're the same team, but they're in different colours. Okay, that just confused me a little bit. And yeah, I see what you mean with the W on the front that looks like an M. I mean, the M that looks like a W. Sorry, I do understand that now. As you were saying earlier. Could also be a W for Wonder Woman. You know. These TCRs are like Wonder Woman. So there is actually some battling out there, Rob. Well, there was some battling out there, but I think it's gone. I was looking. And it's actually, yeah, unfortunately it has gone. It was Marco Schmidt versus Stefan Wong. I think Stefan's had a little bit of a moment. Those two are battling hard. I think, unfortunately, Stefan made a mistake. Those two were almost driving into each other, coming onto Tiergarten. But Stefan letting Marco by. It could have been a close moment there. So lets him go. As we've got 53 minutes to go in the race.
Yep, lap 11.
Lap 11. Does give me time to just go over what happens, because this isn't our only race for the major series this month, because of course, circle it down, May 16th, the Indy 500.
Oh yeah,
Rob
crikey.
gets to experience some oval racing once again.
God damn it.
It's going to be a fun race. It's going to be a fun race. And not to mention, Rob, remember, we're talking new damage model when it comes to the Indy 500. So with the IR18, hopefully iRacing fix the issues that they're having at the moment with the IR18. But
oh yeah,
oval
because
racing
it crashes, doesn't it?
Oval racing, you know, let's be brutally honest. Oval racing with a car that's got a cockpit and a halo. I tried doing it last year, and I made a mistake and crashed myself out. So it is a tough race, the Indy 500. So May 16th, we have that on the Majors Series. But of course, we are here. We are here for the Nürburgring 2.4. Remember, tonight.
It didn't feel like 2.4. More felt like an hour.
An hour, yeah. Today's sponsor.
Well, I mean,
today's charity.
I mean, it's only felt like 30 minutes, even though an hour and a half has already gone by.
I don't even realize it's an hour and a half. It's fantastic. As I was saying, by the way, today's chosen charity, of course, it's Canadian Civil Liberties Association, ccla.org. I always like to give a plug out to the charities. Eric Feek is about to do some overtaking once again. He's got the TCRs in his sight. That's Troy Anderson, the 44. There won't be any Lewis Hamilton questions about this one. He'll be going around, so he'll be trying to get through traffic. We see that lovely black and orange car just going around. It does look nice. Don't get me wrong, it does look nice. Black and orange is a nice colour, Rob. You know, it's a McLaren colour. Do you know what I mean? There's only one colour combination. No, I'm joking. I was going to say there's only one colour combination that makes sense in the world, and it is the black and orange of McLaren. Right now, there are other colours available. Trying to think. Ferrari red, which if you've never known me with if you've never known me, not a huge fan of just seeing everything red on a Ferrari. You know, the correct color for Ferrari is yellow. It's just that in racing it's red. It's I don't say it a lot because Rob doesn't like me talking about it. He thinks I've got a problem. It's like, right? No, yeah, he just doesn't like it. I mean, of course, when you also talk about motor racing colours, there's British Racing Green. The Minardi, not the Minardi, sorry, the Martini colours is a very popular colour combination in motor racing. And I think a lot of car liveries nowadays just don't have that same. Is there any car motorsport livery nowadays outside of F1 that's iconic? I can't really think of it because Porsche and Toyota's just the same blocked colours. You know, the red, the white, and a little bit of grey and black. That's all they have on their cars now. So I can't really think of any iconic like liveries nowadays in the motorsport. Can you?
Wait, what?
Have you zoned out?
No.
Okay.
I'm more so trying to do math. And John Lang's getting back up to speed again.
Yeah, there was a Walter Koto in front of him. I think Dietrich just overtook him after a mistake, but he's up there. And really, all they gotta do is get past Alan Facaponte, and they're finally at the back of their class. So they're still about still about a minute behind everybody else. But hey, they could make some moves late in the race with 47, well, just under 48 minutes remaining as those two just continue along. They're probably the closest battle on track right now, as we're seeing the remaining TCRs come in to the pits. 10 laps some of them lasted. 10 laps? I know what I'm doing next time there's an endurance race. I'm taking a TCR.
What?
Yeah, I'm taking it. Next time there's an endurance race, Traventic, NEC, I'm taking a TCR. They've done an hour and a half on a tank. Do you know how amazing that is? You do the NEC, you know, what it used to be VLN. You do that in a 4-hour race. You only have to pit twice. Like, that's amazing. I didn't realize they had tanks that were like infinity.
Yeah, it's like what's it called? Bladder. You know, the kind of thing. What's it called? Sorry. I'm trying to not get the hiccups. It's like a bladder of sorts. Like, you know, the kind of stuff they have in F1 now. The fuel bladder.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. So I was just trying to think. Remember Top Gear years and years and years ago? I think Jeremy Clarkson tried to go London to Edinburgh and back on a single tank of fuel.
He just about did it. He just
about did it. He just about did it. And I thought the best thing was that he was just there at the end saying, has Audi created a car that runs on air? That's what it just feels like with these TCRs that are also Audis. I'm just there like, what are they running on? And can I have some?
The cars they're running out there right now, they are essentially descendants of the car that he drove. So, I mean, it's pretty possible.
You could drive these cars with a sticker on saying, as seen in Top Gear.
As seen in Top Gear UK.
Oh, yeah, sorry, UK, because, you know, they did make an American version.
And an Australian version.
Did they make an Australian version? Oh, David Wilson, sorry to interrupt. David Wilson has towed. David Wilson, unfortunately, has towed. He was running, David Wilson Jr. was running in P...
Oh, that's why. That's why. Yeah.
Steering damage?
Plenty of it.
Dear.
I think that is his second attempt to try and get... Look at him going into the pits. He has some severe amounts of steering damage going in. Like, that front right is exceptionally broken. Like, the wheels don't meant to stick out that far. And I think that's actually his second toe in an attempt to get it fixed.
I think it might be a case of he tried and got some of it fixed, and as he came out, it wasn't fixed. I could have swore he had some... Could have swore he had a quick repair, but that will put him down.
I don't think he had a quick repair. I think what had happened is he tried to get something working, and it was just like, oh, well, I'm not going to work anymore. And
car just says no.
Yeah, exactly. The time-old adage of, car said no. And when the car says no, the car says no. And it's unfortunate when it does that, but it do be like that sometimes.
Right, so while we've been talking... Now, remember how we were talking about this whole tyre situation?
Yeah.
So, Thomas Stevenagel just threw in 8:36.601 last lap. an average lap. Eric Feek, an 8:43. Now, I don't know if that was traffic issues, because there's a lot of traffic around. But it may be coming to the point that those tyres that Eric kept on might be an issue. Now, he'll have to take tyres next stop. I can't see him doing another couple laps on 2-hour-old tyres. But Siebernagel can take what he's got. And in fact, remember, he came out the pits with Roberto De Filippe's 3 seconds behind him. He's extended that to 23.5 seconds. So Siebernagel does have the pace. He's got the fresher tyres. I mean, yeah, he's now driven them for what? 7 laps? So it would not surprise me if we get a late battle here, because Siebernagel right now is the fastest man out there. But by 10 seconds, which is a big deal. We'll keep our eyes on that, because Siebernagel, Black Tree Race Crew would love a victory. I'm trying to top of my head, I don't think they've had a victory this season so far, so they would love to get a victory just for the team. Feek, of course, battling on, he would love to get a victory, but he would love to record his first victory of the year for HW Racing. It's gonna be tight at the end of the day, but those top three separated by half a minute. Top four separated by 50 seconds, and then you've got the battle.
It's tight.
It is tight.
Vice is tight, as they say on Bottom Split.
Hate you.
Ha
I was telling myself, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh,
Nope.
it's tight.
So, I thought GT4s were meant to be faster than a TCR.
Huh?
So, how come Brian Bosma is basically third fastest in the everything that isn't a cup car?
Oh, crikey. I just heard... Oh, that's right. That's a TCR going off right in front of Silbernagel. Sorry, just saw that. Or what, I heard it more than anything else. Don't know who it was.
Is that Rudy Devore? I think it might be Rudy. Not 100% sure there. So, I think it was Devore. I cannot see anything. It's either that or Mike Gaunt, who's currently sitting P5. If Mike had issues, I think he's had before, but no, he looks okay. So I think that noise might have been Rudy. Cannot see anything. These TCRs are tanks. They're like the LMP2. Oh no, as they say that, Mike Gaunt's in the wall at Tiergarten! I've cursed a man! I've cursed a man at Nordschleife. Oh no! Oh, he rejoined very riskily there as Rudy coming by. Just sees a car, just trying to get onto the track, and Rudy's like, yeah, I'm just going to take this very slow. Oh, I've cursed a man.
You really have cursed a man, haven't you?
Oh, and that car's got some steering damage. Mike's car has some steering damage after that. I didn't think hitting the nose like he did would be it, but you can just see that car does not like being straight at the moment. Yeah, I've cursed a man. It wouldn't be ready on TV if I didn't curse a man. Let's be brutally honest.
So what you're saying is, this is our professional job, is to curse people.
I do have my voodoo charms. I do have, you know.
My lord.
I do have the master.
Stop it. Stop it.
Who'd you like me to curse, Rob?
I'd like you to curse nobody.
No, that's all right then. I'll curse nobody. Right, Siebenegel's in the pits. Philippe's is in the pits. Now, is it interesting? Because Philippe's has decided not to take tyres again. And, hang on, Siebenegel's not taken tyres. Has he taken some repairs, or has he fueled more? 4 seconds. So that could be the equivalent around here of, what, 10 litres? So the equivalent of an extra lap. But Philippe's goes out again. He's on 2-hour-old tyres, is Roberto. They must be near the end of life, if I'm brutally honest. You know those videos where it's like you see from like the American garages saying customer states that I need new tires, and it's just like the tires are literally ripped. That's what it feels like right now. Do you know what I mean? It just yeah. I'm really curious to see how those tires on Roberto's car do, because that's a big challenge. And also, by the way, Eric Feek also came in to the pit. Did not see that either. He just trying to look here. Didn't take tires. So another interesting story. So if he didn't take tires,
who did? Guess again.
Yeah. Who did? But also at the same time, the top 3 came in, and the others are like, yeah, I'm just going to stay out. I mean, so that means Thomas Peterson is out there, and he's only 8 seconds ahead of Eric Feek. That was the gap. That was the gap between first and fourth, was 55 seconds as they crossed the line. So, yeah, that's any second now. Thomas might be overtaken this lap. Maybe overtaken this lap. We'll wait and see.
So, it is 36 minutes left of this race. It is coming up to 2 hours. What's it? 2 hours gone by in 11 minutes.
2 hours yet. Yeah,
well, just in 11 minutes.
Good maths. Good maths.
Yeah.
Good save.
Yeah.
Good save.
Yeah. Well, I was doing good maths, and then you were just like, oh yeah, that's just interrupting me. Dear. That's.
Lee GT4. I don't think. He comes in. Sorry. I'm sorry. Is that what I get for cursing a man? You're just gonna belittle me on stream. Did I see Adam just go straight up on the jack? Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize the GT4 takes tires right away, but that's what Adam's doing. He's taken tires now. He's got all the time in the world. Colin Ward's only coming up to Tiergarten right now, so we'll wait to see what happens. Is Colin Ward coming to the pit? I think he has to. I think Jason Lottridge will definitely have to come into the pits. Jan Mavisa will not have to come to the pits. Colin Ward says, no, I'm going to go another lap.
Yeah,
so he's going to...
Dylan, I'm a Bumsma guy myself. And like, he's been doing very well out there. I mean, he is first, so it is a safe bet.
You're being biased, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, hey, Mitchell got P4. Hey, that's pretty good.
Wow. Wow. Shout out. No, seriously, shout out to Mitchell. Shout out to Mitchell and the Moncastere Esports guys for taking a Mazda in Split 2 and a split they had no right to be in, to the point we all said we're probably in the wrong split, and get a P4 in a Mazda. 4 hours in a Mazda.
Oh,
never again. Although we did get like the ultimate meme template, which.
What do you mean meme? Hang on a minute. What do you mean by meme template?
Yeah. You know the images that you just use as the base for a meme nowadays.
Yeah.
You know how you had the photo of the bloke like looking behind, looking at a woman walking by while his partner's mad at him. Yeah, no. We We created one. No, we created one, and I will put that in the meme section of our Discord. The how do I explain this? How do I explain this the best way? We came up to Tiergarten in a Mazda,
Right.
and we came up to, and literally behind us were 4 TCRs, almost going 4 wide.
Nice. Yeah, that is primo multi-class introduction to multi-class racing. Oh, you want to play that game? And it's like, oh yes, I too like getting caught and sandwiched between 4 TCR cars.
Yeah, I'm battling nobody because the guy took a different pit stop strategy, and here I am. Oh, all 4 of these are battling, and it may be the TCR, the car that's only just faster than a Mazda, but it's still like, oh yeah. Because how fast have these TCRs been going down the Dossinger? They've been going what, 230?
236 in and around that area, yeah.
Yeah, the Mazda barely got to 220. It only got to 220 when it had draft.
I mean, for a Mazda, that's pretty fast.
I know, but like even still.
I mean, for a Mazda, this is like, what's it? I don't know, like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's a miracle that I can go that fast. Maybe that's the right word I'm looking for.
Now Simon Falls has had an issue. He's had to tow. Oh no, he's had a miss. What's happened here? Oh, he's clipped. He just that corner before miss. He's taken too much of the inside curb. Car's unsettled itself into the wall, into the second wall. And that no emissions card there of Simon Ford that was running P9.
Oh, and bang!
Yeah, and bang. Just a heavy hit. You just see it there. Wow. So, just looking, just looking at that GT4 talk. We haven't really said a lot about the GT4s because gaps are just so big at the moment. But yeah, the Porsche is probably the better of the 3 cars.
Is Peterson good? He looks good. Let me see if he's looking good. I did see a little bit of a bump. I did see a little bit of a bump on his.
Mind you, in front of him is one of these TCR battles we were talking about. There's Rudy Devory, there's Mike Gaunt. They're side by side down bridge. Mike Gaunt gets P5 in the TCR. Rudy's going to have to just yield. And all this meanwhile, Peterson's just there catching up to them thinking, please don't crash. Please don't crash. They haven't crashed, and now he's like, phew.
Yeah, I need to get by them now.
Yeah, Peterson's now like, yeah, I'll get by you. There's 1. There's 2. And the number 9 car for the No Emissions Motorsport, Thomas Peterson, technically leads the race because he hasn't pitted. But, Eric Peak's 7.5 seconds behind him, so I think he may lose the lead when he comes into the pits. Maybe. I'm just guessing.
So, just under 30 minutes left to go. It's ticked over now, and Jesus, I've said this multiple times now, but it's just like, this race has gone by very quickly. I'm still surprised at how quickly it has gone by.
Oh, welcome to the Nordschleife.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's still.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's
like, huh? Where's the time gone?
Yeah, it's a refreshing track. Put it like that.
I mean, it's so long that you can be like, it'll keep going. Like, it'll just keep going, and going, and going.
There'll be a car that will finish the race and be like, "We gotta keep going."
Oh yeah,
just gotta keep going.
To whoever that poor person is. The cameras will be trained on you. You will have to attempt to make it over the line.
Oh yeah. Let's just make a disclaimer.
We have done this before.
There has only been 1 race we have ever broadcasted that has not had a last lap drama.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I think only one.
On the Nordschleife?
On the Nordschleife, I think only one has had no collision or anything on the last lap. First time we came here with the Huskenveld GT Challenge, and coming into the second carousel, 3 cars got taken out. Next season at Huskenveld GT Challenge, there was an accident at Tiergarten, which all I remember is just you going wee because the camera picked up just a tire.
Just the tire flew across the screen. Yeah, that wasn't it was at Tiergarten actually. Yeah, you're correct.
It was at Tiergarten. I know the racing sim. Now, when I say drama, the Racing Sim Rigs World Series twice, when they have done Nordschleife, there's been a car that's been crabbing to get to the end. In fact, I actually digged up the first time. It was the GT3 driver by the name of Louis Eggerson, and Rob remembers this, and he's going to start laughing when he remembers this. He crashed out around Flatsgarten 2. He was crabbing so hard the wheel was over 90 degrees.
Yeah.
And he decided, I still want to cross the line. And he tried taking the Dottinger Ho with a completely crap car, full speed, with a car that damaged. It wasn't fun.
Oh no, it didn't look like fun.
No.
It looked like a lot of pain.
And then when he finally got back to the GP circuit, he thought, I'm clear, I'm going to put the throttle down. And then he spun again right before.
He spun. To make his day even worse, it was just like, oh, you think you're safe? Funny that. I just went whoosh.
And unfortunately, because he was the last car to finish, he wouldn't have been the last car had he not crashed, but he was the last car to finish, and we had all the cameras on him.
Just as a point of interest, the gap between Fiech and Peterson, I think that's been closing now for the last...
Well, it can't be, because Peterson hasn't pitted. If anything,
well, yeah, I know that, but I mean, like, at the same time... Oh, crikey. There is one thing I just noticed. And thank you to Keith on this one for... I will say it's Blue Class's GT4. So... you got... I did notice that Faccia is actually... The gap between Faccia and Ward is actually closed quite considerably. It's actually contracted quite a lot.
But again, Ward hasn't pitted.
Well, he has now. So, well, there goes that gap. Faccia, he will probably go to the end. Oh no, he will go to the end. Correction.
Yeah.
He'll have plenty of fuel to. Yeah, he only pitted 2 laps ago.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, sorry. By the way, shout out to Tom Van Put. He's back up to P6 after everything that
P5.
happened. Have I missed something?
Yeah, he's P5 now.
Oh, of course, yeah, Lottridge pitted, yeah. He has got the pit, though. But to get P5, he'll have to battle to keep P5. But shouts out after everything that happened to still be in this, in a P5, a top 5. You know, it still gets you the points and the the countbacks that you would need. Yeah. But Rob, we have an actual battle on the track.
Where?
3rd and 4th in the TCRs. Jack Weddle, Stefan Rossmann. The gap is only 2 seconds on same pit stop strategies. The Mjolnir Motorsport sim racing car there, the 353 versus that missed Apex car. And that lovely metallic red of Jack Weddle. 2 seconds is not a lot of time when you look at their last laps. 9:19, 3:49, for Rossmann. 9:20, 1:56 for Weddle. It just takes a little mistake. In fact, Rossmann's taken 2 seconds out already this lap, but as he comes down to what I call the technical section of the Nordschleife, we're talking X-Curve, X-Back, Flatsgarten, Gallenkopf, Swallowtail. I'm not pronouncing that in German. I'm sorry. since we talked, he'd lost half a second, but he's still there. Technically, he's only lost a second. He's gained a second and a half this lap. Rossman's on. Rossman is battling right now for a podium. Where's that come from?
Well, you know, if you try hard enough, a miracle can happen.
No, I tried and I didn't get any miracles. I didn't win the lottery.
You've ruined it.
I know, sorry.
You've ruined it. You've ruined my dreams and hopes.
Shout out to Jack Weddle, though, by the way. Made up 3 places this race so far. Started 6th in the class, is now 3rd. And to be fair, there's not really been any big accidents in TCR, so a lot of that is on-track overtakes. So some really good going there, but gap between Weddle and Rossman is now 2 seconds as they come down the Dottinger Hoe. Curious to see the lap times, because to make up 2 seconds like that, something must have gone wrong for Weddle there.
I mean, it is an Nordschleife, so realistically, to go backwards, you'd be hard pressed to really 100% find something.
Yeah, I also just realised Sean Brown just had an accident earlier this lap.
Like, the thing is, right, with normal tracks, we can probably have a good guess when an accident happens. It's like here, it's just like we don't know. It could be anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I was just watching. Sean Brown did have an accident. Lost it in the run up to Arenberg. Oh, that's a heavy impact into the wall. So that's Sean Brown, unfortunately. Jan Mavirza is in the pits on a scheduled pit stop. Thomas Peterson finally comes into the pits. Erik Fiek will take his lead back. Ola Standvik will have to come in shortly. And in fact, Thomas Stevenagel is in the pits. We missed this. Thomas Stevenagel in the pits.
He's towed it, and he's not in the car.
Now, what has happened to Stevenagel? I did not see this.
We're gonna have to go back a ways, so we're going in.
Oh, he lost it! He lost it at Hatzenbach! End of Hatzenbach. So sorry, that's not Hatzenbach. Then I apologise. At the end there, that would be
the end of Tiergarten, isn't it?
No. We're talking Hoxian. We're talking Hoxian. He crashed at the start of the Green Hell. Hoxian did exactly. I mean, Mitchell will know what I'm talking about. He did almost exactly what happened to me in the 24.
Let's have a look.
But looking at it, he's already had damage.
Let's have a look.
Oh no, he's already had damage. I apologize.
He did already have damage, yeah. We're looking at it now. We're just speeding through his in-road lap and just seeing it's all fine. Yep, all fine. Coming up to the NGK chicane, all fine. And then we get to here. Let's have a look. What happened? Into the Green Hill he goes. What happens? Fine.
No, I found it. He lost it at compression. Lap previous. He lost it at compression. Massive damage. He broke for compression.
Well, I know more so what's the reason for him towing, because he did tow. What happened?
But he lost the car. Simple as.
He just, oh, yep, there we go. Yep, that is a massive shunt into the wall. And he lost it again. So just to demonstrate how quickly these cars are once they are not in tip-top shape to lose. Watch this. And then he tries driving it back out again, and instantly back to the wall.
Yeah, back to the wall. At this stage of the race, that is a shame. Continue to have a couple more retirements. Corbin Solomonson has retired already. I think the only retirement I see: Scott Kukas, Carl Aspie, Kenneth Reeder, Darren Buckle, Corbin Solomonson, Kenneth Tier, yes, Kenneth Tier as well, I think. call it a day. He did indeed. Oh, Sorensen, sorry, was a thoroughbred. Not what we want to see, unfortunately. So that's unlucky. And also, Jan reveals that did not see any damage. Is Jan still in the pit? What's happened to Jan then? I didn't realise there was any damage, but yeah, that car has taken some damage, and Jan, who is sitting P4, is another victim to the green hell. And it does bring me back to something from last weekend, as we phase off again with 18 minutes to go. 6 hours into the race, 6-7 hours into the race, I had an accident. I was forced to tow because the car was impossible to drive. We had 9 minutes of repairs. We had to tow, of course, and we were sitting about P21. And I joked with the team. I said, "Okay, we'll get a top 10 out of this, won't we?" Yeah. Within 2 hours, we were 12th. In 2 hours, coming into the night time. That's how many cars crashed. Like I said, a little hit around here can be suspension damage. You've got to be careful. And that is what's happened to a lot of these drivers out here today. And some of them do have those quick repairs, but on such a tricky track, those quick repairs can, just like that, go.
Yeah, they just go bang. You're just like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. Now, 17 minutes to go. There will be, I think, one more lap. No, correction, 2 more laps after this. Well, this one and this next one.
I've got eyes on a nice battle, because remember I was saying about Stefan Rossmann and Jack Weddle?
Mm-hmm.
Rossmann's right on the back of Weddle right now. It was a 9:18.166 and a 9:27 with the 2 times there. So he's really there, and he's right on the back as they're coming up to Bravery. So of course there won't be any moves here from Rossmann in that car. Eric Feek is right behind them, so got to be careful. In fact, I think Eric's just decided. I thought he was deciding, but no, Eric's just decided now, hey, there's this place there. And he's been very cautious, and everyone's been very cautious there. And Rossmann may have got his wires mixed up, but he is pulling to just keep it safe. There's no one else in this battle right now. The next guy is 55 seconds behind them. The next car ahead of them is a minute. These guys are battling for the last spot on the podium for the TCRs. And if they've been lapped, yeah, they'll have to do 2 more laps for sure. So keep eyes on this, because in theory, if Rossmann can stay on the back of Weddle, he'll take that P3 on the Dossinger home. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Maybe. What is it I'm thinking of? Maybe. And if I wonder if this is correct or not, could we see the emergence of a battle for 3rd place on the final lap between these two? Well, it is a battle right now, but will this continue, or will it sort of die away as we saw before? Will it die away, or are we about to see a last lap? Well, that's sort of heroic.
There'll be 2 laps, won't there?
Yeah. 2 laps of just pure driving from these guys, because they'll see that the racing, the finishing line is coming up, so they'll be seeing that, and they'll be thinking to themselves, "Oh, now I could fancy myself a little bit of a run here."
I say, you know what I fancy? I fancy myself a run.
Yeah, I fancy myself, and I fancy myself, a run.
I was just thinking that. Yeah. I'll have a run. We'll hold on for that. Gap is a second, so just got to be careful. And I think Stefan is realizing no need to be aggressive. No need to just keep it easy. Hold on.
And wait.
Wait for the right moment. Yeah, exactly. Wait for the right moment. Gap is 0.9. He's in that slipstream. I don't think he'll get it this lap. But it's one of these tracks with Nordschleife where I've always said it when we've done these sprint races before. This isn't a sprint race, of course, but you get what I mean. You know, sometimes you just want to wait for Dossing-Ho. You just wait for this moment. But I don't think Rossman's got the lead. I just want to got the speed. Yeah, he's out of slipstream. He's only... Oh, he's... Wow! He's 10 kilometers an hour slower than Weddle as they come onto the Dossing-Ho.
And that is
he's not...
Yeah, he's not got the slipstream, I don't think. Oh no, he has a little bit. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, and as soon as he starts pulling in that gap, he starts getting more and more slipstream. So he has actually got it now at this stage.
Oh, now he is. He's 5 kilometers faster, but it's going to be a bit too late. We will be hitting the penultimate lap. In fact, all I can hear from Rossman is the car just
bouncing off the limiter. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that was interesting. He managed to gain 4 tenths. Oh, I don't know why I flinch at TCR sliding the back out, because that's how you drive the thing. But almost lost the car, but holds on to it. So we'll start the penultimate lap officially, because Eric Feek does go past him. And actually, Peterson's in a great little battle right now. I think Phillips has just had a moment, because he wasn't this far by. But right now, we've got a battle for P2 and P3 in the TC in the Cup cars as well. Roberto De Felice versus Thomas Peterson. Now, did Peterson take tyres? He did not, did he? No, a 41-second stop. Did not take tyres. So, both these drivers on old tyres. Who can make them last for the last 12 minutes? The last 2 laps, really. So it's not really 12 minutes. It's 17... Yeah, 17 minutes.
Well, it depends, because, you know, the lap times are a bit of a weirdo one, but I mean, it is going to be 17 laps race. They're on lap 16 now, so it is this lap and next lap. Next lap, this is the penultimate lap, and the next lap will be the final lap.
You just also want to point out, this is kind of interesting, Stuart Elder is going to get a P7. Because everybody else has, unfortunately, had some issues. He may even get a P6. Everybody has had to get some damage repair in that GT4. So Stuart Elder, a car that went down early in the race, he started P2 in that McLaren, had a couple issues. He might get a satisfactory result instead of being near the end, because you got Brad Welch, you got Sean Brown, both of them in the pits getting repairs. So wouldn't not surprise me if Elder does come by here. In fact, yeah, those 2 are. He'll get a P7 when he crosses the line. Mavisa is just halfway through the GP circuit, so he'd have to put in some amazing laps to try and get a P6. That's one to keep an eye on. Stuart Elder trying to climb up there. This battle between Phillips and Peterson as well. That is one to keep an eye on. We've also got a battle in the TCRs with Weddle and Rossman. And Weddle still has that lead. Rob, all of a sudden, with 10 minutes to go, everything's come up trumps for us.
Yeah, it's a test. It's a test to see if it'll actually happen. But now it has. We have a battle for second place. We have a battle in TCR for third place. So in the GT3 Cups, second place is up for grabs, and third place is up for grabs in TCR. So let's see as they get some air.
That always scares me when they get air up there. I've got to be brutally honest. It does scare me. I've got my eyes. You haven't got your eyes on it right now, but I've got my eyes on the TCRs because they're side by side. They're side by side coming down to the run into Arenberg, and Rossman has to yield. He thought about going around the outside there, but if anybody knows Swedish Cross, you don't take it wide. So he thought different about that. But any moment now, Roberto De Felice and Thomas Peterson are going to see these two. And they're going to see 2 guys battling. And they're going to look at their relative and realise they're on the same lap, battling for position. So we're going to have the 2 key battles just touch base very shortly. And it's going to be interesting because a bookmark here would be major right now for Felice. What am I talking about a bookmark for anybody who's not aware? Putting a slower car in between you and the car you're battling. Can Roberto do that? Maybe. I'm not sure. Can Rossman get a move around Weddle? Look at Weddle having to defend. Oh, it's just not happening. They're coming side by side. This is what you want in TCRs. Just banging the doors and going side by side as they go through Makesfield. Now down into Callanhard. And they just continue to be close. Is this too much to ask for? I'm a little bit scared because De Phillips is right behind them now.
And as they come up to traffic coming through, oh, that's... It's kind of all just, you know, bits and bobs, because they're essentially trying to not get in the way, but then, you know, it's just like, well, what else can we do? We're racing here as well.
I think they're gonna have to wait. Oh no, Rossman's gone on the grass. He's lost a little bit of slipstream to Weddle. Just came on the grass on the exit of X-Mull. And that does help though, because De Phillips and Peterson both get by into breakwork. They go and different lines, and De Phillips did not understand that. He thought that was the line he was taking, but the wide line is what those TCRs been taking around there. And now where I thought they would go for the moves, De Phillips, Peterson get by. Meanwhile, there's been no hold up there. Weddle still has that advantage over Rossman. So they're going, but they're not close. Peterson, Phillips are close. Are we going to see anything down into Bravery? I think Thomas has decided I'm not that crazy. And indeed, he's not that crazy. He's just going to reset, recharge. I'm telling you right now, if there's no mistakes, we're going to see overtakes down the Dossinger in both of these battles.
It's now time to get down into Carousel and see how the battle will adjust to these two drivers, or the two groups of drivers, as that is Roberto De Filippi going in and Thomas Peterson going in. Nice and clean. Out they come. Off they go to do some more battle. Where is Stefan? He's actually caught back up to the rear end of Weddle, so he is now back at his slipstream. So just needs to keep it there. That's all he needs to do for the next lap, really. Because this will run over into it, you know, scratch off the 2.4 and an Urban Ring 2.4. It'll be somewhere in between 2.5 and 2.6.
Yeah, we'll call it 2.5. Welcome to the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife 2.5. That's what we're looking at right now. It's just the way the chips fall. In fact, I'm still looking, and it's going to be 16.04 on the calculator on these TCRs, but that was before they got lapped, so it's going to be 16 for them definitely. You look at the cup cars, it's 16.5. So that is what you're looking at there. I'm just trying to keep my eyes on these, and I think Rossman might be pushing too hard right now. He's losing a bit of time, but we knew he wasn't all quick through these sections around Platzgarten 1 and 2, so that would be one of the reasons. Just keeping my eyes, he is losing time. If he can get on that slipstream though, that would be great. But remember, he was late on the slipstream last lap because of, you know, not getting a good run onto the Dossinger. So one to pay attention to, and the other one to pay attention to, gap 0.8 of a second between Roberto De Phillips and Thomas Peterson. They're coming into the second carousel. So, Eric Feek is half a minute up the road. In fact, I'm just looking. He's coming up to Tiergarten right now. He will see Barney with a white flag, and he'll just be thinking, oh, thank God. It's almost over.
Oh, yes. Finally.
White flag is there. Thomas Peterson is going to make this move on De Phillips, and there he goes. And they're going to be a little bit... There is no line for Peterson to slot into, though. There's nowhere for Peterson to slot into. De Phillips has got some extra speed. He must have got that car a little bit less wing. They're side by side to Tiergarten, and Roberto says no and pulls away. So Peterson, as they come across now to do their last lap, has that P3. What about the TCRs? Because Rossman's going to go around the outside of Tiergarten. Is he going to battle it? Weddle lifts. Rossman get P3. And we've seen those overtakes that I predicted. Are we going to see any more overtakes? They're going to go around one more time for our entertainment. In fact, actually, sorry to cut off, because Phillips and Peterson are still going side by side. They're going to turn 1. High drama.
Crikey.
You know, meanwhile, Brian Bonesma, Gary Thomas, Alan Facaponte, they're all just enjoying themselves. They know they've got first, second, and third all wrapped up. You know, they know they got those positions wrapped up. Colin Ward knows he's got a P2 wrapped up. Van Putt's up to P3. Come on. Give a round of applause for Tom Van Putt after what happened to him to get P3. That is a huge achievement. Is he just going to be... Yeah, he's just going to make it on fuel, I believe. But that's a fantastic achievement for him after what happened. Get P3. So, the GT4, bearing any crashes, knock on wood. First, second, and third sorted. Eric Feek, again, knock on wood. He's got the victory wrapped up. Acaponte, knock on wood. He's got the victory wrapped up.
You're saying a lot of knock on woods. You know, I'm guaranteeing you this lap that somebody will, you know, be like, oh, you said knock on wood. Oh, let me just have an accident.
Please don't. Please, no. You're horrible. But De Felice has had a little bit of a moment. He's lost a second on Peterson. He's going to have to try and get that back on old tyres. He was a second slower last lap than Peterson. It's going to be tough to try and make that up on these tyres, which...
He might not be able to. That could be the problem, though. He might not be able to.
Yeah, he's going to go 2.5 hours on one set of tyres. The track's now 28 Celsius. They started at 19 Celsius. She hot. She very hot.
She hot, boy.
I'm on about the track. So, the clock is ticking down. The clock is irrelevant now. We know it's last lap. There's a minute left until the official clock ends. De Felice is losing time to Peterson. But, in that other battle, Weddle refuses to leave Rossman's rear. Well, he refuses to leave the slipstream. Wouldn't know about the rear. He's not that close at the moment. That is probably the big battle going on right now. They're the two battles we're going to keep our eyes on right now for the finale of this race. There's another 6 minutes left to go on these laps. So don't go anywhere, because hopefully we will also get some interviews after the race.
If the drivers are still alive.
Yeah, it's a bit different than doing 2.4 hours around Daytona. I'm not going to lie. You did 2.4 hours around Daytona. You felt okay.
You're gonna feel it. Yeah, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah. So that gap, by the way, between De Felice and Peterson is just growing. It's 2 seconds now. So it tells me those tires have had it. Good strategy though by Roberto though, because not taking tires has saved him, and that's the reason he's P3. But at what cost? Could have had a P2. It's a what if.
Yeah, but
you know, it's a what if. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, by the way, the GT4's Alpha Ponte is still on his penultimate lap, and he's going to see the white flag when he comes here, but he's just coming under the Bilstein Bridge right now. So the GT4s have still got a long way to go. But that's not who we're interested in right now. It's this battle between Weddle and Rossman, and in also the same thing, Peterson and De Felice.
the gap between Peterson and Filippi is 2.5 seconds, and it's still growing ever slowly, but it is growing. Remaining stable throughout this back end of the circuit. It'll essentially be down to Filippi's ability to try and clamber back some strength, really. Apart from, you know, having to deal with the fact that he's got a vehicle that is under a bit of strain.
Oh, he's in the wall! He's in the wall! He believes just grazed the wall. He grazed it going through brake work. And I wondered why he was slow, and now he's done it again. Dare I say it, Rob? Are those tyres shot? I don't think this is steering... Oh, there is steering damage. But you can't tell me...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, brake work. He got steering damage. He had more steering damage. He's in the wall again. He's in the wall again. All right, we need to pay attention to this. Ola's 36 seconds behind. This is no longer a battle of can Philippe get Peterson. The question is, can Peterson hold on to hold on to this? He's got a long way to go with that damage to hold on to that P3. That is going to be a big challenge. He's hitting the carousel now, and look how slow he's taking the carousel. Where's Ola? Ola Sandvik, who has had the quietest of races, started 12th in category, and is now 4th, could be in line for a podium as he's coming up to the prelude to the carousel. The gap is now 23 seconds between those two. I don't think Roberto's going to do it.
No, I don't think so either. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Because he was doing so well, and look at the vehicle. It's so crumpled, and he's a long way to go, but I think the dream has just died.
That's a shame. That is a shame. Right. Eric Feek. I just feel sorry for Brian Boomsma. He has to go around again. Where's Brian? Brian, do you want to slow down? He can't slow down. He can't slow down. Brian Boomsma can't slow down and let Eric Feek go past him, because then he'll lose the lead to Gary Thomas. And now Gary Thomas is asking Eric, can you not overtake me before the finish line? He wants this battle. He wants this last lap battle despite the gap is 23 seconds. Eric Feek is on the Dottinger-Ho. I want to keep my eyes on De Philippe. Is he still going? He is, but there's Ola. Ola's 5 seconds behind him. Roberto can't hold on to this. Roberto cannot hold on to this car. 0-13 of Ola Sandvik is coming on. Gap's now 2 seconds to go to YouTube corner. Eric Feek, though, is up Tiergarten. He's respected their wishes. The leaders of the TCRs will go around again, but Eric Feek conquers the green hell. The winner of the Major Series 2.4 is Eric Feek in the Cup car.
And he will be ahead of Thomas Peterson, who's coming down Tiergarten now. In he comes.
Down Peterson. Yep, there's Peterson. By the way, Philippe has lost it.
He's going to lose 5th.
He's going to lose 5th.
Yeah. He'll be in 6th position. I guarantee he'll be in 6th
but
position.
we have to pay attention, because while the other TCRs have to go around again, Weddle, Rossmann are battling down the Dottinger-Ho. Gap is 0.3 of a second. They've got to be careful. Lottridge is not battling them. The nearest car is a minute. Weddle has the tow. What's he doing? He's doing 240. Rossmann's only doing 234. Side by side, they come under the Bilstein Bridge. Weddle's going to have to run, but he'll have to do it around the outside. Continue to go side by side. You just know Rossmann is not going to lift for this. In they go side by side to Tiergarten. Rossmann holds on to it. He's going to hold on. Final corner. Break for the penultimate corner, I beg your pardon. Is he going to hit the grass? Oh, he just avoids it. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. He tries to hold on, but he's not done it. The mistake from Rossmann. Weddle's going to get the podium position. What a finished by those two. That one mistake. Rossman went in too hot. He went in too hot for Tiergarten. Too hot for Tiergarten. I'm just trying to see. He broke. He lifted. I think a little bit of a bobble, that slide. And he just clipped the grass. And that allowed Weddle to just get that move. Rossman tried to block it. He tried to block it in every legal means. And he couldn't. Wow.
Yeah, he couldn't. And it was so close as well, because you could see he was trying not to slide. And then he slid. And then it's just like, oh dear.
And we've got some more doubt. We've got some more drama. Felice does get that P5. Stefan Wong's in the wall at Tiergarten, and he's stuck. Wong is stuck, and if he has to take a toe,
he can't.
I think he has to take.
He's stuck in 6th. That's where he is. Look at this.
But he'll have to take a toe.
Off he goes. Crikey, he's stuck in there. Oh my god.
He'll have to take a toe, and in fact, that's what he's done.
This car's literally been sawed in half. There's no other way of putting it.
But
Look at
had
this.
to take a toe.
And oh dear. Yeah, that car's been sawed in half. Oh my god. Here it is from inside the vehicle. That's the wall. He's buried inside of it. And yeah, that is an exceptionally
And that's a toe.
Yeah, exceptionally unfortunate for him.
But if that's a toe, you know what that means. He doesn't get his P6.
He gets P7, yeah.
No.
No, he loses a lap, doesn't he?
He loses a lap. That's what I'm trying to say. Stefan Wong will go all the way down to 13th position.
No way. Oh, I just saw it there. Oh no, I just saw him lose 7th.
Yeah. And he's going to lose 8th any moment with Siebernagel coming across the line as well shortly, where he's on the Dottinger. So, high drama at the end there. We did promise that a Raidillon TV always has drama at the end of a Nordschleife race.
And
that's what it's going to be.
And that's
what it's going to be. So, those positions, we've seen the Cup cards finish. We've seen 3rd and 4th decided in the TCRs. Let's relax a little bit now, because the GT4s have still got to finish. The TCR leaders have got to finish. In fact, 1st and 2nd, the only guys still out there. They'll get an extra lap compared to the others. Bonesma, Gary Thomas. There's 24 seconds between the two of them. And to be fair, Thomas has been faster by a second, but he's unable to catch up to his missed apex time. By the way, one thing I haven't mentioned, because of that move by Jack Weddle, with no fail, right? Regardless, missed apex may not have got the 1-1-1, but a 1-2-3 in the TCRs. That's a great result for missed apex.
It is, yeah. Yeah, they'd be very happy with that. And as we see, Adam Facciaponti, I think is he still racing, or yeah, he's still racing.
Yeah. He's taking a little bit of a trip right now around the Dottinger Hoe, almost like a car that you would just drive around here for a track day. As he's going to, I don't think you'd be going 240 kilometers on a track day around here, but you get the idea. Adam Facciaponti is going to add another victory to his season in the European Sportsman. Comes around Tiergarten. We got to watch, because we've seen one car bin it here. He's taking it easy. He's got the gap. The only car behind him is a Cup car of David Wilson Jr. Adam Facciaponti will add another victory. He wins the GT4 category. And then we got to wait another minute and a half for the next car of importance to come across the line. Wow.
Yeah, where is the next? Yeah.
It's Colin Wood. I mean, we've got Simon Fawns, we've got David Wilson Jr. just crossing the line in 12th and 11th, respectively. Yes, because Stefan Wong, there you go. Stefan Wong officially, he'll be 13th in class, but he'll go all the way down to 17th overall with that lap.
Yeah, I mean the Boomsma is he's quite a distance away.
Where is Brian? Oh, there he is. I know we have. I know we've got people wanting to be interviewed, but I will say, just out of respect, we'll just get everybody finished. It's not fair on them. We'll try and get some interviews done afterwards. It's not fair on these drivers who are also battling for themselves, and they need the respect given. So, Colin Ward will be next up. He's coming up Tiergarten again. Pay attention. That wall is dangerous. I've seen people block themselves trying to pit at that wall. I've never seen someone get stuck in that wall on this race. So that was a shame for Stefan Wong.
It was, yeah. Essentially, just the iRacing giveth and the iRacing taketh.
I still can't get over it. Olav Sandvisk did an 8:41.861 in qualifying. It was good enough to put him 12th out of 15 Cup cars.
Right.
And he survives the green hell and finishes 3rd. Didn't put a foot wrong all race. Forget about his lap times. Yeah, he was doing 8:43s to 8:45s. Forget about that. As far as the lap time, 8:40. Forget about that. 4 wheels on the track. Never hit the wall. Never need to use that fast repair. Gets the top 3. That is what the green hell's all about.
Getting your stuff good, essentially. But that is Brian Boomsma on the Dottinger Host Straight.
Boomsma,
sorry. God damn it. I keep doing it. Oh, it's hard when you
See, this is what happens. Is I usually correct him on his mistakes.
Yeah, that does usually happen. It does tend to happen. I tend for it to not happen, but when it does happen, it's very embarrassing.
But Brian Bonesman is coming up to Tiergarten. This is going to be monumental for Missed Apex podcast. It's gonna be a 1-2-3 in the TCR. Once Brian comes around and Gary comes around. So, Brian will come around right now. Wins the TCR class by 25 seconds. Started pole, finished 1st. Gary started 2nd and finished 2nd. It's been absolutely brilliant by both those guys. Shout out, though, to the car in between them, though, of Tom Van Put. I never thought after that massive accident at Flatsgarten 2, I'd be seeing Tom on the podium. But here we are. Great recovery there from Van Put. Takes a P3 in the GT4s. And finally, Gary Thomas will come around. I think we still got Brad Walsh out there, but I'm not sure if that's on lap or not. But yeah, just one car left. But that is it.
That is it for the 2.4. Well, we're tentatively calling it the 2.5-ish hours of the Nürburgring. We'll let the results scroll by and we'll get them interviews started, I think.
Yep, there's nowhere else to start really but the overall winner, Eric Fick, winning the overall race and, of course, the Cup car. Congratulations, Eric, on what was an interesting day because you started P2 and then after the insert to start the race, of Dietrich spinning himself, you had the lead all by yourself for a time being, and I think your closest rival also crashed out. So it was just really a battle of survival at one stage for you.
Yeah, the beginning, I'd say it was pretty intense for at least that first couple laps. I'm not sure who I was battling from Missed Apex podcast, but he was really putting up a good challenge. Shame that he lost it, but it was certainly a battle of survival. I was pretty tired there towards the end. Thankfully, I could ease up a bit.
That is one thing we were mentioning on the broadcast is, just the fatigue and trying to keep focus. Of course, another thing was tires, because I believe you took tires once, didn't you? You took tires once, and was that a tough decision because it was very cold to start with, and then once you got to the second stage, it was hot. So was there any hesitation on taking tires or not taking tires?
Yeah, the thought was really like, if I take tires early, I'll end up battling with more Porsche Cup cars, which I don't want to do. And if I had not taken my second pit stop early, I would have been jammed in between a lot more traffic. So it was really just about trying to plan it to where I would have the biggest openings after the stop. And I think that ended up going pretty well, I'd say. But these tires on this car, like once you get below 50%, you're really dancing on ice. So it's just I don't know. It's just a challenge, really.
Yeah, Nordschleife, of course, is a big challenge in itself, and of course these tires, not exactly easy. Do you have any? Not that we saw. Did you have any issues with traffic around there today?
I think I only had one moment. I had one moment before my second pit stop where I think I lost 3 or 4 seconds in the final sector, leading onto the back straight. Just couldn't get around this GT4 car, but I had enough of a lead that I just took a breather on it. But I'd say traffic overall was pretty favorable. Yeah, everyone drove well, and I had no issues with anyone.
I don't think you got fastest. I got to check that, but an 8:32.2 was your.
He did have the fastest. No, he didn't. John Lang was
Oh, okay.
the fastest lap in GT3 Cup.
So, sorry, Eric, you didn't get fastest lap.
You got second fastest when Nate flew away.
Did you have anything to add, Rob? By the way,
I did. How was the green hell out there today? Was it a bit ropey? As in, you know,
middle half of the race,
yeah.
Big time. I think driving this car track combo is probably one of the highlights of all my time on iRacing. It's something that I've always wanted to do just because I see it as the biggest challenge that's out there. So to get a win for HW Racing is something I'm definitely proud of. It's always ropey on the Nordschleife, but when the temperature starts going up, like even with those new tires at the end, I was starting to feel a little swirly.
How did you, like, more so trying to gather your thoughts on because for me the thing is a boat most of the time. I wouldn't imagine what it's like under tire wear. How did you find best to control that tire wear? Were you just trying to sort of use the track as it came to you, or?
Yeah, you have to adapt, especially if you're in dirty air. Sometimes it really makes a good difference to just shift early on some corner exits here. The GT3 Cup car has really good power early in the gears, so you don't really lose much by shifting early, and it does help to keep the temperatures managed.
So before we send you on your way, is there any other shout outs you want to give? Of course, your team as well, giving a shout out there for HW. But is there any other shout outs you want to give?
Well, I guess I'm gonna give one to all of our sponsors: Falcon Race Wraps, and then there's the team logo, Let's Go Opie, Now I Began, Stack Up Racing, and then there's a handful of others, OGO, and so on. I'm still waiting for my victory prize from them, but we'll see how that goes. Rogue Energy, etc. My fiance, of course. Very happy that she supports me in my racing.
and he's just turning to your head and it's just like, yes, I won.
I won. It was worth it. No,
honey, I won. Oh, man.
Eric, all the best. Congratulations on victory. Hopefully we see you for the Indianapolis 500. We'll let you go on your way. Have a literally just soak yourself in water or something after 2.5 hours. But congratulations once again.
Thanks again, guys. Looking forward to it.
All the best, Eric.
Let's get
Thomas in.
Let's get Facciaponte, and let's get the three of them in.
All right,
I'll be chaotic today.
Let's be chaotic here. Let's be chaotic here, because right now, in chat with us right now, is P2 in the Cup car, Thomas Peterson, and the two winners of TCR and GT4 is Brian Bonesma and Adam Facciaponte. So, first of all, congratulations all of you. I think I'll start with the Cup, because Thomas Peterson had quite a ride. 5 places made up from the start of the race, Thomas, to get a P2. Were you expecting that?
Not really. Not after seeing the times the other guys posted in practice. I did not expect this.
I mean,
but slow and steady.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying, especially with Ola getting that P3. It's all about keeping it safe. And to be fair, you were still doing times that I would look at and think that's competitive times. So it was still some good times out there. But yeah, the pace at the front was just mind blowing. But keeping it safe, keeping it clean was just all important. Did you have? I can't think. Did you have any? You didn't have any mishaps out there, did you? I don't think you kept it away.
I went sideways once in turn 4 on the GP circuit. I locked the rears and went sideways. That's it.
Let's be brutally honest. On the GP circuit, probably the better place to.
To have the accident.
There was no trees nearby.
No, true. Dude, were you paying attention when you were seeing all these drivers, having issues and having to pit? Were you paying attention and thinking, you're seeing a position made and not understanding? Because
I did notice. I don't remember who it was. It's one of the really fast guys. He was sitting on the side of the track when I passed him. He was trying to limp home or something.
Yeah, I think that might have been Zimmerman. Yeah, no, I do remember that. Yeah, was a bit of a shame there. Now tires, you took one set of tires, didn't you? On the first, on the first stop, didn't you? Was it the first stop?
Yeah, the first stop. I made the decision while sitting in the pit.
I was gonna say, was there? Well, I was gonna ask you, was there any decision about take it first stop or second stop because of the track temp? But obviously, you decided after seeing the wear to take it first stop. Then did you?
Yeah, the plan was to take no tires, but then I don't know if the temperatures went up or something. It got a little slick in the end of the first stint. And I was actually just gonna lose one position, I think, by taking tires. So I decided while sitting in the pits and saw that the tires were down in the 70%, that I'll better change them.
Yeah. For the record, I think it started 19 Celsius and finished 29 Celsius. And I think you made the right decision because you were battling with Roberto De Philippe's at one stage at the end there. He never changed tyres whatsoever, and I think that might have been the death knell for him. So I think you made the right choice there, taking tyres, because I think at one stage it did look like you two were going to have a last lap battle. So I think I think you managed to avoid that, didn't you?
We battled the first stint as well. It was like 5 seconds apart until he pitted, I think 1 or 2 laps earlier than me. So I really didn't know where he was on his strategy.
Yeah, I know he did. I think he pitted a lap earlier than you. He didn't take tires and he just kept going up ahead. So that was what happened, unfortunately. But unfortunately, Roberto did have that issue with the icy tires. Rob, do you have anything to add?
I do. Yeah. What were your thoughts on driving the GT3 Cup?
Yeah, I love this. I love this car and track combo. The car is amazing, and the track is the best in the world. So.
Well, here's a question.
Someone who likes Le Mans, I'm going to debate that.
Here's a second question. How German are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
German?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Oh well.
Swedish.
Well,
you just made.
Yeah, there goes my question then. But what draws you to the Nordschleife then in that case?
I don't know. I think it's
just sort of...
good question. I don't really know. It's just the experience of driving through the woods there. I don't know. It's something. It's something so different from anything else.
Yeah. That I can at least understand.
And this was a bit of a redemption from the 24 hours we did. We had to park the car after 8 hours, so this was good.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when that has to happen.
Good redemption. Do you have anything else to any shout outs, Thomas?
I want to thank the rest of the guys in the team. and you guys for doing this great broadcast, and Mike and the guys for putting this series on.
Well, once again, Thomas, congratulations on a well-earned P2 there. Hopefully we see you next time around Indianapolis, and all the best.
Thank you, guys.
So we've done the Cup cars. Let's go down to the GT4s. I think there's only one place to start. Adam, start from the lead, finish in the lead. Pretty straightforward for you, wasn't it?
I wish. I don't know if you guys saw in the middle of the race there, I had a pretty serious off track. I think I got lucky with netcode or something, because I've had softer scrapes in practice and had way more damage. I just had a little bit of aero damage, so I was able to just keep going. But I don't know what happened there. I completely just kind of spaced out. I missed my braking point. I slid right off track, and yeah, I think I got a little lucky there. But yeah, the track seemed pretty slick, but I was just being careful, and you know, especially once I built up a little bit of a lead, I was just trying to be careful. And yeah, I don't know, I don't know how to explain that one.
I mean, one thing that's interesting I've noticed is there was only 2 drivers out there using the BMW. Yourself and I think the other driver was unfortunately crashed out. Oh, the 3 drivers here: Corbin Solomonson, Farah Putin, and Mason Marzov also crashed out. What drew you to the BMW? Because nobody else really picked up the BMW, and you kind of blew the rest of the field away with that BMW.
Honestly, it's the only GT4 car I own, so that was what I was running. That was the only reasoning behind that. I wasn't sure if there was any difference in the cars, but I started driving it, and I liked it, and I said, okay, I'll just run this. And yeah, I did notice that in all the practices too. I don't think I ever saw another BMW. So I was like, I wonder if I did something wrong here, if I'm going to find something out in the race that you know, this car isn't the right one. But no, I mean, I put in a ton of practice. I'm not sure the car makes a big difference. I put in a ton of practice just because this track is so demanding. You know, there's not a whole lot of places you can make mistakes and not crash. So I'm not sure it was, you know, if any of the cars, somebody who knows more about this series might be able to talk more about that. But if there is any difference, I wasn't aware of it.
Was there any thought of you to go with another not another car in the GT4, but another class? Did you ever think about doing the Porsche Cup car or the TCR?
Well, I didn't try the TCR, but I did try the Porsche, and I didn't really like it. I think because the last experience I had in GT cars, I was driving GTE in the iRacing Le Mans series. So jumping in what is basically a GT3 car, I didn't like the way it drove compared to the GTE. And then I tried the GT4, and I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of like this. Let me put some laps on it. And then the more laps on it, the more I liked it. And I didn't really try to squeeze too much time out of the setup. I mostly was trying to make it more stable because, you know, this race is all about survival. So I got it down to where I could make little mistakes like hit curbs and stuff, and still maintain control of the car. But nothing's going to save you when you don't brake for your corner, though.
No. We did see that. Rob, I don't know if you've got anything to add quickly.
I was going to ask if you had. Excuse me. I'm trying not to cough. If you had preference over, if it was just preference or it was just like the only car that you owned. You did answer that. My next question would be then, if and when the new 911.2 for the GT3 class comes out, well, it's when now because it's coming out in June. Would you go for the GT3 class as it is being fully fleshed out, or would you stick with GT4?
Well, I'm not opposed to running any car really. I mean, if I tried it and I liked how it felt, I mean, it's very track specific too. Here, I just felt more comfortable in the BMW, so I stuck with the BMW. If we go to a different track and we're using, and that's one of the options, and I like the way it drives there, I'd certainly drive it. I mean, the Porsches certainly look nicer. in our class, the McLaren and the Porsche should be running next to me, and you look over at my car and it's like, damn, they look like race cars. My car looks like a road car.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Beamers that are like any Beamers they really do have a massive size. They're very big and very chungus compared to the rest of the field. Like the BMW M8, for instance, is, I mean, look at Twitter, look at YouTube, look at any meme that involves the M8, and it's all about it being massive.
They should make a commercial about how sturdy it is and show me hitting that wall. Win the race. But hey, real quick, I just want to say congrats to Eric and Brian for their class wins, and thanks to Mike and the guys for putting on the series. Been having a lot of fun being back this year, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting it. And of course. Hopefully, I'm be back for Indy. I'm planning on it, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you excited for Indy?
Yes and no. I mean, I like the race. But I always have bad luck there. So hopefully, knock on wood, it's different this time. So.
Oh, that is all.
Taking my lines here, knock on wood. Sorry. Yeah, Adam, all the best. Congratulations once again. Hopefully we see you for Indianapolis. Still leading the championship. 4 races, 4 wins. Hopefully we see you next time, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks, guys.
So, we had Brian in here, but I think it's pretty fair that we get Gary in here. We get Gary Thomas in here as well, because we've got 2 of the 3 Missed Apex podcast guys here. Brian Bonesma, Gary Thomas, first and second, started first and second in the TCR and finished first and second. Congratulations, both of you, and congratulations to the team for the 1-2-3.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain this to people as well, because I actually drove the TCR for the first time last night. It wasn't Nordschleife, so I didn't have to do. It is so fun, and like just explain, because I know a lot of people drive the GT3s around here. Just explain what is needed to literally throw that TCR around here.
A good setup. That's the first thing. But yeah, you need to really optimize your exits with this car. If you're having a bad exit, a lot of wheel spin, yeah, you're losing a lot of time. You need to try to keep your speed as high as possible all the time in this thing throughout the corner.
Yeah, I noticed you did have one bit of a major off track, but it wasn't anything serious, wasn't it? I can't remember where it was, but I think you did have you went off course at one moment, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a long race, can't.
Yeah, I think I can't remember. I think it was Arundel Force or something like that, or something along those lines. But yeah, no.
Yeah, the only thing I can remember is that I almost got taken out by a cop car. So.
Oh! So you didn't have a good time with traffic then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, he was overtaking me in like a really weird part of the track. And then he just went off right in front of me, hitting the wall, and then came back on track right in front of me. So I had to brake like hell out of that car to avoid him. So it cost me like 5-6 seconds or something, but not too bad. I could avoid being taken out.
5 and 6 seconds though, when you almost won by half a minute to your teammate Gary, a great P2, just full stop. Especially to start second and finish second is just an achievement. It's just an achievement to hold your position around here. So a good result for you. Did you have any near misses with traffic, Gary?
Not with traffic. Traffic was quite good for me, but I did have 2 offs. One through Tiergarten. The back end really got out of shape, and I had a tough time slowing it down. I almost went into the barrier. And also the corner before the second carousel, I went off into the gravel but avoided the barrier again, so I didn't have any damage, but 2 very close calls.
I know that corner. I've gone off there many times just trying to push, so I totally know that. Now, one of the things as well with the TCR, you only needed 1 pit stop So did you guys need to take tires? Did you guys consider tires? I'm guessing because front wheel, you would need them. So was there any hesitation about to take tires or not to take tires?
Well, yeah, we had to because we did the 24-hour as well last week. And you had to do tires every 10 laps, every pit stop. Otherwise, it would just be a mess driving this car. So, but I went in 1 lap earlier than Gary because I don't know if you did, Gary, but I didn't save fuel at all that first in.
No, I did. I also only took front tires too.
Yeah, only front tires as well.
Okay, so I'm guessing that the rear tires don't really have much life taken out of them, despite you're almost throwing it sideways like a shopping trolley.
Yeah, it only takes like 6% off or something like that.
You see, Rob, we've got to drive TCR more.
No, I'll stick with my LMP1, thank you. They're now dead and defunct class, RIP. So, to the two of you, how is it like to drive the TCR around here for an extended length of time now, on your own, instead of having to do it with a team?
Well, personally, I really enjoy driving around here because I don't do all wheels because I just find them so boring. But this is just a constant stimulus, so you've got to be on it all the time. And with the TCR, it's not quite a momentum car, but it's all about carrying the maximum apex speed. So it's all about carrying the brakes on the way in, and then just maximising the exit without wheel spinning too much.
And is it easy to do that on the front wheel drive?
It takes patience around the apex. You're constantly having to rein yourself in, so you've got to be thinking all the time.
Yeah, and the car is also way different on low fuel and with a lot of fuel. Yeah, you are just so much slower.
That's the next question I had. Is it actually easy? Is it actually easier to drive on more fuel or less fuel?
Well, I would
say more fuel.
Yeah, it's a bit easier with more fuel, of course, because you are just going slower, because of the fuel. So it's easier to control the car. But with low fuel, it's really nice as well. It's just the way you drive, I think, with it.
Yeah, I think the brake balance is a little bit more critical here because rear tyres don't do a whole lot. There's not much weight on them either because obviously all the drivetrain's up front.
And you're more so, using your arms to crawl forward rather than to push from behind with your legs. I mean, that's the way it was described to me driving that car. The TCR in particular is, because of the nature of the beast, it's more like you're pushing, like if you're like a baby on all fours now, and more so just as a demonstration purpose, it's more like you're using your arms instead of your legs to get moving.
Yeah, it's a weird car to drive. You're sliding also a lot through braking into some of the corners. It's a really slidey car, but you're keeping it in control because of the front wheel drive. So also when you're losing it, you're just giving a lot of power to get it straight again.
Another question I actually do have is, how can you trail brake in these cars? Like, is that even possible? Like, when I say trail braking, I mean like, blipping the brake through a corner just to keep the nose in. Can you do that in these cars? Or
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you do that quite a lot on this track with this car.
Any other questions, Greg? Or
I don't. Apart from, are you both ready for Indianapolis?
No, because I don't do ovals.
Okay, then that's a good answer.
Cut and dry answer right there.
I don't know yet. Still have to see.
I am ready for Le Mans, though.
Oh yes.
Same for me.
I think everybody's ready for Le Mans. I think everybody is. Well, I am anyway. I mean, it's the main thing.
You're always ready for Le Mans, yeah.
Yeah, because Le Mans is great.
It is. It's how I learned it's how I learned motor racing. But do you guys? I don't know which one of you. You're both the same team. Do you have any shout outs to give?
Yes, missed Apex. Go watch the F1 podcast. It's awesome.
Without spoiling the result of today's race.
Yeah, same for me. Thanks for them. Thanks for the guys as well here at Major Series to set this up every time. And also for the guys at Missed Apex we trained with. It's a lot of fun to drive with these guys.
Oh, gentlemen, once again, congratulations on your 1-2. And of course, congratulations for the team sweeping the podium in TCR. We'll let you go and have a nice bit of rest now after 2.5 hours and more in the car. Well, almost 3 hours really with qualifying.
Yeah.
So all the best, guys. Maybe we see you at Indianapolis, but until then, congratulations and have a good evening.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. See you later, guys.
I hate when the show ends. You know why?
I know.
Because the show's
Why?
ended. Because the show ends. That's why.
Not fair. It's not fair.
It isn't fair. No.
But what is fair is thanking all of you for sticking around for the interviews and watching the racing today. We know the Nordschleife cannot be high octane energy and exciting, and overtakes every second like normal. But you stuck around, and thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, of course, this is Raidillon TV. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. A couple shout outs to our Discord community. I did post that photo that I sent a meme template of the little Mazda getting surrounded by TCRs. I did post that.
Dear Lord.
Dear Lord. Also, so I'll link to our Discord underneath the video, and of course trackcams22.com, providing these cameras as you see these cars having a nice drive around. Wednesday, we're back for some more racing, as I believe the RSR World Series gets ready for Season 4. And there'll be more information on that later, but this is the Major Series, of course, and I would like to do my little finish, but first of all, I want to say that was for John. We're always racing, we're always broadcasting for John. Once again, John, we're always thinking of you. And I have been Craig King.
I have been Robert O'Brien.
This has been Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Good evening.